Mark Beck, very experienced striker, who's on loan from Scunthorpe, and Billy Chadwick, who's also had a spell here at Boston United. A very memorable spell for Billy Chadwick, where his 11 goals in 22 appearances helped them stay up a couple of seasons ago. On the bench, Kenton Richardson, Sam Bowen, Dom Telford, Fenton John, Ethan Moore, Harry Chapman, he's the man that scored the goal for Gateshead against Boston earlier in the season, and former Lincoln City player Max Melbourne. And the two teams have had to swap ends following the coin toss. Boston United will be shooting, as we look from right to left, towards the crowded terrace-toir left-hand side. Gateshead will be shooting to the it's getting bigger every time we come here, in terms of the new stand being built here at the Jakeman's Community Stadium. Del Story, Peter Costello bringing you commentary. Boston United against Gateshead here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. The referee Melissa Burgin just doing her last minute checks. The assistant refs are Martin Beard and Gavin Scott, with Lewis Dawson as the fourth official. It'll be Boston United and Jordan Richards to get us underway here. Can Boston make it 3 wins in a row? We're about to find out on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, as already first long ball forward from the Pilgrims. Gateshead win the first header, and Boston try and pick it up now with Hawula, and it was just for a second there, it looked like it was going to fall in the penalty area for Boston, but they've got this clear through Jameson, and now Gateshead are going to look to come for themselves down the left-hand side. It's a ball down to Amanchi on the left-hand side, up against Boston United's number 20, Jake Rooney, who's gone out there. Amanchi managed to pull the ball back, and Gateshead just having a little bit of possession in front of their, what do you reckon, about 20 visiting supporters opposite here. It's a long way on a Tuesday night from Gateshead to Boston United, as the lights are finally turned out 40 seconds into the game in the stand. Jameson then, he was on loan at Darlington, he's been called back this week to rejoin Rob Elliott's side. That's a long ball forward that Grimes will let go through to Andrew Wogan, all in grey, the number 44 Boston United goalkeeper, his 5th game in a row. And it sounds odd that we say that, but with the goalkeeping changes that happened before he came to the club, it's looking like potential stability as he goes along with a kick. Hawula can't get there, it's brought down by Richards. Gallagher plays it forward to Hawula, trying to hold the ball for Boston United. Richards played that ball through, and the Pilgrims are coming forward now down the left hand side, and it's with Dylan Hill. Brings it onto his right foot, gets the cross in towards the near post. It's Hawula that went for it. Gateshead have managed to clear. Rooney heads the ball forward for Boston United, and Hill can't win that one, and it's Gateshead they're going to look to attack, but Boston will win it back through the number 23 Jamie Grimes, wearing the captain's armband tonight with Greg Sloggett. Went off injured on Saturday, not fit to play today. We hope it's not a long one for the Boston United midfielder, and it's 0-0, 2 minutes gone, and not a lot happening so far as Gateshead go long. Carson will bring this ball down for Boston United. Looked like he was going to be dispossessed there, but he manages to play it forward to Hawula, who's seen the ball a lot early on. He's looking to spread the ball out to the right hand side, where Kenna Bow picks the ball up. First we've really seen of the Boston United winger running towards the penalty area now. A Bow, the defender, slides in. A Bow goes past him now, looks to pull it back. It just came off a toe, and then there's a shot driven in, and it's blocked. It was Teal with the shot, and that'll go out for a Boston United throw-in.
So a really good start from Boston there. Hawula's had 3 or 4 touches already. I think he's touched the ball more than I've seen him in the game. He's done a really good start. I tell you what, sometimes that helps you. The first couple of touches were good, and his third touch is turned. He's played it out to a Bower. A little bit unlucky there that we didn't get a shot away. But I can see Gateshead playing 2 up front, two big guys up front, Amanchi and Beck. Yeah. So I think they're going to go long tonight by the looks of it.
Which with Grimes and Rooney, I'm sure that'll suit them, as Carson plays the ball down the left hand side to Dylan Hill, who's done well to get past Elliot Wheeler. Hill plays a low ball in, but he is fouled, and the referee did see that, and Boston United have a free kick on the left hand side of the penalty area. Dylan Hill just waving his arm there. I think he's going to have to receive a bit of attention here.
I think he just caught his ankle, didn't he, as he crossed it. He did really well there, actually used his body strength, tight to the touchline, did really well get a cross in.
And Dylan Hill receiving some treatment. He's one of the regulars for Boston United this campaign. Hill just receiving the treatment. This is his 37th game of the campaign. Sorry, Pete.
Yeah, so I think Boston, it's almost like a 4-4-1-1, or you could call it a 4-5-1 if you like. He was just dropping off a little bit. So it's really hard to pick up sometimes. You've got 2 forwards, but one's just dropping deep. I think if you play 2 up, against the centre half. They're almost marking the centre half. So I think he will, if he can pick up those pockets of space like he has done, he can cause Gateshead problems.
So Hill still receiving treatment down by the left-hand side of the pitch here. As Paul Hurst appears for the first time wearing a coat this evening. It is very chilly. It's getting colder, isn't it, as the night goes on?
I'm all right, Dale. I've got a nice hot coffee.
Peter Costello buys everybody drinks except Al Story. Just thought I'd mention that again.
You don't even drink coffee.
Drink cold drinks.
True, that's true.
But not on a night like today.
Yeah, exactly.
So Dylan Hill, I think he's going to be okay. Received a bit of treatment. He's off the pitch at the moment. I'm just trying to see if Boston are preparing a sub. But they do have this free kick to be taken by Matty Carson on the left-hand side here for the Pilgrims. Can they get themselves an early goal? Carson, hand in the air. We know how good his set-piece delivery is. Hill is ready to come back on. He's got to wait the normal 30 seconds here. Referee just making a last-minute checks. There goes the whistle. So it will be Carson. It's whipped in. It's heading towards goal and in. And Boston United have taken the lead. It's a really good free kick from Carson. And it's headed in by...
I think it was a centre forward, wasn't it?
Just trying to work out who it is. Crowd of Boston players went for it. It was a near-post run.
Kerson's.
Yeah, and it's headed in by Kerson's. His second goal in 2 games. And Boston United lead 1-0. What a delivery that was.
Do you know what? You've actually called it. He's usually got a great delivery. As it's going in the air, I've nearly put it on. What a ball that is. That is so hard to defend against. I think there's 2 or 3 Boston players going across that front post. It's so hard to defend. If you get the quality like that, I mean, that is literally Premier League quality. It is. It's literally on the money. Well,
there's a lot of confused looks. Christian is not sure he's sure.
We're trying to...
Who scored. We're all trying to work it out. We've got Michael Horton here watching the game tonight as well. He's looked... We think it's Kerson's. We'll find out in a second. But more importantly, Boston United are leading thanks to a brilliant free kick from Matty Carson. And Kerson's is a great run to the near post. Great header. Boston lead 1-0. And when you're playing a team out of form like Gateshead, getting the early goal is massive. And can Boston push on as Carson fouls? And this is where you're going to want to see what they didn't do on Saturday. What's Christian saying?
Number 18, Tom Kersons.
Well, there we go.
We got it right.
Peter Costello.
Great guess.
Sorry.
To be fair, it looked like there were 3 Boston players trying to win it, didn't it? That's why he was a bit confused and Stu got the final.
It's one of these. We just, when Christian announced it, we look at Kerson's. He didn't look confused, so.
But I think Dylan Hill's struggling a little bit, isn't he? I think it's his
he's hobbling
from that first challenge.
He's clearly trying to run it off Dylan Hill, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But Boston leading by a Tom Kerson's goal to 0. It's his second in 2 games for the Pilgrims, and it was brilliant striker play to get across and get his header on goal. As Jameson takes this free kick for the visitors, 2 players went for it, including Beck, as Boston United sent Frankie Maguire out to warm up. He ended up coming on earlier than expected, coming back from injury at Gateshead because Boston got an injury, and he scored with his first touch. As Boston are coming forward, Gallagher played the ball forward. Bow's going to try and get there before the keeper does well. Jameson to gather him.
He's got a chance to play that through. It's a little bit overhit. He's got to do better there, really, Gallagher. It's not a really...
Kerson's was the pass, wasn't it, as well?
Absolutely. In answer to your question earlier, Gateshead 3 weeks, absolute nightmare not playing for 3 weeks.
This is why we pay him the money for the expert opinions. As the goalkeeper there, Wogan, had to come out and do well. He was clattered in by his own players, but did well there. Sweeper keeper in, as Gateshead looked to go long, and it certainly does look like with Beck and Amanchi up front, that's exactly their style. And there's a throw in towards Beck inside the penalty area now for Gateshead as they're looking to try and get themselves level. Boston leading by a goal to 0 here on Hope and Glory. Nicholson and Butterfield plays the ball forward, and it was the right idea was right. Tyrrell Newton just couldn't quite get there. As we again, let's have a look at Dylan Hill, and he's still hobbling around, isn't he? He's still struggling to try and run this. You can tell he's desperate to run it off.
I think usually by now you've actually run it off, so it could be struggling. It was a good run there from Tyrrell Newton, wasn't it? From Gateshead. He could have easily picked him out. Boston got to be wary of that.
Carson now for Boston United plays a long ball forward towards Kerson's, who was offside, and the ball fell to Hawula. The crowd urged him to shoot, but the offside flag had gone up. Maguire's still warming up, but it doesn't look like they're going to make a change anytime soon. I'm sure Hill, I would say he's fully 100% every game, Dylan Hill, and he'll be desperate to stay on. And it's he that's now looking to chase this ball down, and Boston win it back through Carson. Now it is Hill, plays the ball inside to Hawula. Kerson's back to Hawula, looks to try and get it back to Kerson's, but he's dispossessed. Really good play again from Boston United in that attacking third, though, and it's Gateshead that are bringing the ball away.
Hawula's just dropping in those pockets, isn't he? He's being picked out, and Gateshead at the moment are not going tight with him.
So I've never seen Hawula play there.
At the moment, he started really well.
Definitely. We've had 10 minutes. BBC Radio Lincolnshire 1-0 to Boston United. Gateshead have it with their goalkeeper Jameson. Lots of other football going on tonight. Chelsea leading Leeds by a goal to nil. 3 Premier League games kicking off at 7:30. West Ham Manchester United is the 8:15 game. Everton Bournemouth and Tottenham Newcastle are both 0-0. Here Boston United lead. And definitely think Hill is going to carry on. Jameson, all in red, the Gateshead goalkeeper, as it looks to go along towards Beck. Wins the flick on against Rooney, and Boston have got a bit of defending to do here, and the ball is with Aidan Elliott-Wheeler on the right hand side. Plays the ball forward as they look to try and get themselves back in the game. Elliott-Wheeler has it again, looking to throw. They've got plenty of men over here at the moment. It's with Billy Chadwick, the former Pilgrim, one of 4 former Pilgrims playing tonight. He's got it again on the right hand side. It's his cross towards the back post where Beck gets his header in, and the goalkeeper does well. It was straight at him. It was a reflex save from Andrew Wogan. He pushed it in the air and then caught it at a second attempt, but there is the threat of Mark Beck.
Absolutely, and to be fair to Gateshead, he had 4 or 5 players up there, didn't they? They had 2 in the box, get it out wide, get the ball in. It's a decent save. It's probably at him, but Gateshead are not coming here to defend, are they?
Carson plays the ball forward towards Kerson's. It was well intercepted by Ben Radcliffe, and Gateshead picking it up again. We talk about how Boston could take advantage, but Gateshead will look at the table and fancy this as well, won't they? And the way they've started is clearly the case. Yeah,
and I think obviously the way Gateshead are in the league at the bottom, I don't think you're going to get out of trouble by winning 1-0 each week. Are you trying to keep a clean? It's not going to happen, is it? You're going to need to score goals to get out of there. So maybe they've been working on that in the 3 weeks they've had off, Dale, to try and come here and score some goals. But
fascinates you that 3 weeks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But anyway, Boston United, who've just had a couple of days off following a game on Saturday. Jameson for Gateshead goes long. Beck, foul by Rooney. Very blatant push there, and this is certainly going to be a challenging evening for young Jake Rooney, the Derby County loanee, up against Beck. Much experienced striker, scores plenty of goals, as it's the visitors that are coming forward now. Taylor's got a bit of defending to do. Boston keeping their shape as Gateshead have it over on the left hand side. It's again the number 11 Newton making that little run on the left hand side into the penalty area. Now it's with the number 7 Keaton Ward, another former Pilgrim. Goes back to Nicholson. They're the 2 left hand sided players. There's a ball forward. I think it was from Butterfield, but it was a miscommunication, and it's through to Andrew Wogan.
I'm sure Boston United manager will be absolutely delighted the way they started. 1-0 up at home. Decent atmosphere.
Well, this is something they're certainly trying to do. Carson down the line. This time Kerson has picked the ball up, looks for Hawula. It's cleared away from the defender. Carson plays the ball forward again towards Dylan Hill. It's won back by the defender. That'll go out for a Boston United throw in, and that seems to be the pass they've tried a few times. Carson getting Kerson's in behind the defence.
Do you know what? Carson's delivery is just different class.
Quality, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic. And do you know what I like about Boston at the moment? They're mixing the play up. You don't always have to go short. You don't know, mix it up, because the centre halves don't know will they go short, are they going to drop off? Keep them guessing. It's been so, if you just play in front of people all the time, it's easy as a centre half, but is he going to run in behind you, is he going to go short? Brilliant start from Boston.
Really good, and it's very hard to defend against that when you're not quite sure what they're going to do, isn't it, as well?
It is, it's difficult.
The Gateshead at the moment have it, and it's Newton who's seen a lot of the ball, the number 11, in a bit of a defensive role, though, at the moment. Elliott-Wheeler on the right hand side has also seen a lot of the ball, but Boston trying to win the ball high up. Newton plays the ball into Beck. His ball forward is intercepted, is it? No. Beck then wins it back, and that goes out for a throw in. Jordan Richards tackling back, and just a little bit scrappy that 20-second spell of play there. Boston thought they should have a free kick, and Gateshead win a throw-in, which will be taken in front of Paul Hurst by the number 14 Ben Radcliffe, as we have a flicker from the floodlights again here. It's the one, it's in that corner where the home fans' 2 terraces are. Had this issue on Saturday here at the Jakeman's. Everything's still perfectly seeable and playable as Wogan rolls the ball out to Rooney for Boston United, and he's looking to switch the play to the left-hand side, and that's headed out for a throw-in. Could that flickering floodlight be off-putting for the players?
Need to put some coins in the meter, I think, Dale, don't we? So get that. He's actually annoying, isn't he? Because if you're actually trying to head that at the back post and it's flickering in your eyes.
Not sure what the issue is, but anyway, Boston are coming forward. Hill has it left-hand side of the penalty area, manages to get across him with his left foot, but it's intercepted at the near post and cleared away. And Gateshead looks to try and keep that one in, but Amanchi couldn't, and Boston have a throw-in, which is thrown in towards Geordie Hawula, just in that number 10 role at the moment. Carson plays the ball forward towards Hill. It's intercepted as we have another flicker from the floodlights and a free kick to Gateshead for a foul by Carson.
All we need now is that floodlight to go off. That'd be good, wouldn't it, Dale?
We'd have to talk a lot more.
Dale, I could listen to you all day.
Well, I don't get a word in.
But as we were saying before the game, get a win tonight. Imagine going to Scunthorpe on Saturday with another 3 points in the bag. I know I'm going a bit early here, but I did say 3-0, by the way.
You did?
Yeah. So imagine going to Scunthorpe with another win under the belts, large travelling fans, and go and have a right go at Scunthorpe.
Certainly a day I'm looking forward to, as Boston Grimes there didn't manage to deal with the ball, and Gateshead won back possession, but they've gone all the way back though to the number 3 David Ferguson. Another former Pilgrim finds Nicholson. Now Keaton Ward down the Gateshead left in front of the away fans. Nicholson to Ward, and they're happy to have the ball. Gateshead with Ferguson. It will have certainly hit them to concede early on, but I feel they've maybe steadied the ship, Boston, and they've had a chance, of course. Gateshead marked back with the header, which was saved by Wogan. Now it's with Jameson, so Boston United leading by that Tom Kerson's goal to nil. They're back in action Saturday, as we keep mentioning, away at Scunthorpe. Online commentary with myself and Peter Costello. We're back together for Valentine's Day. Lincoln City are back on BBC Radio Lincolnshire on Saturday at home to Bolton. Massive game for the Imps. It's second against third in League One. Boston looking to extend that gap from the bottom 4 and also push towards the top half of the table, which is, I'm sure,
Gateshead are certainly going for it now. You know, at the moment they can see how they've got 4 up front. They're playing with 2 wingers and two centre forwards. It's almost a 4-2-4.
That light's worrying me, Peter. It's right in our eye line, isn't it? And it's very flickering at the moment.
I've got my glasses, Dale. I'm all right.
Yes, we had a chat with Callum pre-match where he felt bad leaving a pair of Peter Costello glasses in Halifax, thinking Peter lived in Halifax. Peter reassured him that they were. I should
have told him it was about £250. I missed a trick, didn't I?
I've been telling him all week that you've not been able to see. So, as Gainsborough Trinity have taken the lead at Bamber Bridge, Lewis Butcheroyd with the goal for the Holy Blues, looking to bounce back from a disappointing defeat at Leek on Saturday. It's a great start for them. Any ever been to Bamber Bridge once when Gainsborough lost there in the playoffs a couple of years ago? It's a very tough place to go. Boston have a free kick to be taken by Grimes in the defence, and it goes all the way through to Abona on the right hand side. He went for the volleyed shot. Gateshead just about managed to clear. Abo completely scuffed his volley. Teal heads it forward towards Abo, heads it inside to Jordan Richards now coming forward. Richards crossed into the penalty area. It's a great ball in. Kerson's flung himself at it, couldn't get there, and it must have hit a Gateshead play because it's gone out for the first corner of the game. What a ball that was.
Great, that's what we need to see from the midfield. More balls like that, more quality, because we know that they work hard. Jordan Richards is always breaking up pieces, and again you need someone like in the team, but I'm sure himself wants to get forward a little bit more and create something.
So we've got another Matty Carson delivery from the left-hand side. If it's half as good as the last one, Gateshead will really have to defend well. Boston leading from a Carson delivery that was headed in by Kersons. A bow comes over for the short one. So it is Carson thinks that ball in. Gateshead managed to get a head on the ball. They've left a man up in Mancini as well. Hill comes across and wins the ball for Boston United and plays a really good ball into Grimes, out to Carson. His cross is blocked, and Boston United, in the end it came off Carson and goes out for a goal kick.
Dylan Hill started the game as well. He's picking up a lot of pieces. He's doing really well down this left-hand side.
And he seems to have run off the...
Yeah, he has, I mean, obviously,
well.
he's 100% a heavy game, isn't he? I don't think it's his favourite position out on this left-hand side, but he's actually started the game really well.
He's one of them that'll do a job wherever he plays, isn't he, Dylan Hill?
I think it's important that Matty Carson gets forward to support him.
The goalkeeper there is charged down by Kersons, and the ball ricocheted off Kersons, is gathered in by Pete Jameson, but he was taking ages, wasn't he, there, the goalkeeper? Was nearly punished. This time he takes it very quickly. It goes long towards Keaton Ward, who falls over. Boston United have a free kick. Sorry, I interrupted you.
Dale, I think it's really important that Boston realise that Gateshead are playing four up front. Sometimes there's a big space in the middle of the park. There's 3 Boston players and there's literally no Gateshead players in there. So just try the extra pass.
Teal with the throw in. Nicholson missed the header, but Boston looked to pick this up through Richards. His ball forward is intercepted. Now Brad Nicholson plays the ball forward towards Mancini up against Rooney, and Mancini is offside. So latest scores in the Championship: Leicester City leading Southampton by 2-0. Oxford 0, Norwich 2, and Birmingham 0, West Brom 0. And in League One, there's been no goals between Mansfield and Peterborough and Wigan and Reading. And also goalless in League 2. We'll do the National League at the next break of play, because it's Gateshead that are coming forward. Boston intercepted through Rooney. Gallagher took a heavy touch there, and it means the Heat have got the ball back. Butterfield plays that ball back to Brad Nicholson. I'd say Gateshead have certainly had more possession so far in this match, but it's Boston United that lead 1-0. And the Heat are coming forward now with Elliot Wheeler down the right-hand side. He goes past Hill, looks to go past Carson. Carson just stood up, really. The ball was hit against him, and now Carson has gone and sat down and waved at the dugout. Not quite sure what happened there.
Just caught him on the way through, didn't he? Again, I think it's on his ankle as well. It's end-to-end at the moment, isn't it? Gateshead having the right go with it.
Both teams trying to score.
Yeah, absolutely.
Carson's going to receive some treatment. It means he will be off the pitch for the first Brad Nicholson long throw of the game. He's come over to the right-hand side to take this one, the number 6. And Matty Carson. Looks like a change of boots, Peter. He's going from yellow to orange.
There you go.
By the looks of it. But he will be off the pitch for this set piece. So just quickly go through the National League scores. We know it's 1-0 here. Carlisle have just taken the lead against Scunthorpe, Boston United's opponents in the next game. Carlisle Scunthorpe's a massive battle at the top of the table, and Solihull are leading Eastleigh by a goal to 0 as well. Here it's Boston United leading 1-0. Trinity, Gainsborough Trinity leading at Bamber Bridge 1-0. Lincoln United in their match with Heat and Sannington is still goalless as Carson changes his boots. And interesting one doing this now when Boston are defending a set piece.
Yeah, so I don't know why it took him so long to think his first boots.
So does he not have to go? He has to go off, doesn't he? For 30 seconds.
We'll soon find out.
Interesting that he's not received treatment. He's received a change of boots. Dylan Hill in conversation with the referee. Carson now tying up these boots. The fact that somebody else had to come onto the pitch to give him these boots.
Is she telling Dylan Hill to go off the pitch?
I'm
not sure.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here. We'll find out. Well, what Boston United have got here is a Brad Nicholson throw-in to defend. They've both come off. So Carson and Hill are both off. Why is Dylan Hill off the pitch? Has he received a bit of treatment there, do you think?
I didn't see any treatment given to him whatsoever.
No, Hill's questioning, what am I doing off the pitch? The Boston are down to 9 men to defend the first throw-in from Brad Nicholson. We know how good this can be. In it comes towards that 6-yard box. It's headed away by Richards, and then an attempted volley is scuffed. Boston haven't cleared this yet. They're still down to 9 as Hill and Carson are both waiting to come back on. They'll have to be off for 30 seconds now. Hawula back defending. There's a run into the penalty area that's well dealt with by Boston and cleared away. But surely that's been our 30 seconds. Now you can hear the crowd around us. Definitely want the players back on, and they're both back on. That was a strange, and it was also a very poor throw, Nicholson style. But there is no towels. Paul Hurst mentioned that pre-match. Hopefully he won't be able to dry the ball. It's a very wet night here at the Jatemans as Gateshead go long. It's headed away by Teal. Richards will try and win that one, but it's now with Keaton Ward for Gateshead over in front of their travelling support. And David Ferguson, the skipper, former Pilgrim, 4 games he had on a loan spell at Boston many years ago. And they're certainly happy to have the ball at the back. Boston obviously leading 1-0. Will be happy for Gateshead to have the ball at the back, but it's Nicholson now bringing the ball forward. Beck lays that ball into the midfield where Elliot Wheeler will pick it up. Abo goes in there and wins the ball back, but it's over on the Gateshead left with Ward. Comes inside now. Boston got some defending to do. It's cleared away by Jordan Richards. They want a free kick, Gateshead. They're not going to get one. And the ball will go out for a throw into the visitors on the halfway line.
They've certainly come here and playing with no fear, aren't they? I think obviously again they've gone 1-0 down early doors. There's no point in sitting back. I think Boston have got an opportunity here. When they get the ball, they can hit them on the break, because they're definitely light in midfield. They're going 4 up top, and as soon as it breaks down, I think Boston maybe have the extra touch, play it through the midfield rather than go long. And I think they can hurt Gateshead going that way.
Nicholson takes a throw in from the halfway line and goes all the way back to his skipper Ferguson. Now Nicholson for Gateshead. It's a long ball forward. Rooney will come across the Boston, does well and clears under pressure from a Manchee, and then Richards just prods that ball forward, and Boston battling to try and win this back with Gallagher, but Gateshead have done well to keep the ball now, and they've got it with Ben Radcliffe, and he goes back to his goalkeeper Pete Jameson, who again is taking ages and again inviting Curzons to come and close him down, and Gateshead are playing a little triangle around the back, and then oh dear, well, the ball from the goalkeeper was kicked against Hawula. That nearly went in.
That's nearly twice as
I mean,
that now.
They haven't got the players to play it around like that, have they?
I just cannot believe the keepers are trying to play at this level, playing 5-yard passes.
Well, Boston twice they have nearly capitalised on goalkeeping mistakes, but Gateshead are coming forward now down the left-hand side. Boston leading by a goal to 0. Nicholson, who's come forward, plays that ball in towards Newton, shot on goal, and it goes over the crossbar. I think the keeper had it covered, but again a warning there for Boston United.
Well, didn't he? Did really well. Little Meg's in there. I'm not quite sure who had the shot there.
It was Newton.
Newton, yeah. He's had a couple of good runs actually in the box, hasn't he? They're certainly getting men forward.
Boston United goalkeeper Andrew Wogan now has gone down to receive treatment, and not sure if anything. It's a matter of Boston United coming over for refreshment, as are Gateshead. But Gateshead, I would say, Peter, the last maybe 5 minutes they were on top.
Yeah, I'd say so. I think Boston just got to be careful. I say they're actually going for it. They're actually going gung ho. So when you get the ball back, keep possession. They just need to get control of the game again a little bit. It's all been Gateshead the last 5 minutes. Boston are 1-0 up. So when you get that ball back, keep it. Don't just go long straight away and give them back. At the moment it's end to end, and that's suiting Gateshead at the moment.
So in the Premier League, as both teams are taking in instruction from the management, as Wogan receives some treatment. Chelsea still leading Leeds by a goal to 0. Everton have taken the lead against Bournemouth. Still Tottenham 0, Newcastle 0. The other Premier League game, West Ham Manchester United, starts at 8:15. Following the conclusion of this match, we'll have reaction from Paul Hurst, one of the Boston United players, and if you don't get a chance to stay and listen, the Boston United podcast will go up tonight. BBC Sound, search Boston United for all the latest on the Pilgrims. Wogan's okay. Be interesting to see if either side there's any slight changes following the chats with their managers, whether the keeper needed treatment or whether it was one of those tactical ones that the goalkeepers tend to do. Well, teams tend to do, I should say, not goalkeepers. They're told to, aren't they, often? But I could be wrong. But Wogan will take this goal kick. Boston leading by a goal to 0 here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. That's a long one. Hawula nearly got on the end of it. Gateshead managed to clear. Rooney heads it forward for Boston United, and then Hill just nicks it in midfield, finds a bow, twists, does a 360 there, a bow, manages to keep the ball. Now he's direct, running towards goal. Can he make space for the shot? He's still going a bow. He got 2 on him before finding Hill, who's out on the right hand side now. His cross towards the back post is overhit, goes over the crossbar, but really good play there from Kenabo. He's one of those players, when he gets the ball, it's very hard to get it off him.
Yeah, he did really well there. I think that's the bit where he's gone to Dylan Hill. The cross wasn't really on, just keep a bit of possession. You know, Gateshead have had a lot of possession the last 5 or 6 minutes or so. Boston get the ball back, don't give it them straight back.
Well, it looks like Gateshead are going to play it out from the back again, which, I mean, we'll see how they do this. The Boston fans are clearly enjoying it behind the goal as Jameson now has it under no pressure there. Hawula's now going, and this time they decide to go long towards Beck, who is beaten in the air by Grimes. Richards heads it on again. Newton for Gateshead picks it up and is scrappy in the midfield before it finds a bow. His ball, it's a great ball over to the left hand side to Hawula. It's a brilliant touch inside the penalty area. Jordy Hawula, he's dispossessed. Hill keeps the ball for Boston United. Back to Carson. Hill now on the left hand side for the Pilgrims. Now with Gallagher being urged to shoot, so he does, and he swerved and was tipped over brilliantly by Jameson. Great effort from Gallagher. It's a good save. We were right behind that.
Absolute, yeah, brilliant strike, good goalkeeping. Just a perfect example there, Dale. When they've gone forward, Gateshead, we've won that first ball. We've got 4 in the middle. They've only got 2. That's why we've won the bits, and that's why we've gone on the attack. We need to keep doing that more. We need to dominate that midfield.
And we keep raving, well I do, about Jordy Hawula, but that first touch there was excellent. We'll talk about that in a sec, 'cause they've got a corner now. Boston United, Carson plays it short and Hawula gives the ball away.
Kiss of death.
It's called the commentator's curse, that. Gateshead have the ball back, but no, that ball, there was a ball from a bow, and the first touch from Hawula, he's really unlucky. Yeah. The defender did well. Just really good from Boston United going forward. They've looked lively in this first half an hour on Hope and Glory. But it's Gateshead who've also looked a threat going forward. They've had a couple of chances, and
it's been a really good game.
It has, hasn't it? Two sides certainly battling to try and score, as Hill there wins Boston United a throw-in, does he? The linesman's not sure, and he gives it to Gateshead. Carson just does a jump right in front of the thrower to stop the quick throw. I mean, it was very difficult to tell whose side the throw should be, but it was given to Gateshead. Carson stopped the quick one, really, there, didn't he?
I'm not sure whether you can get a yellow card for that, can you?
Possibly, but maybe the ref saw the funny side. And now she's given a foul on by Beck on Hill. Certainly a height difference there between those two.
He did well, Hill did. He just got his body in the way, didn't he? Bit of contact, down you go.
Free kick Boston. Still lead by a goal to nil, as do Gainsborough Trinity at Bamber Bridge. They lead by a goal to nil, and it will be Wogan's take this free kick. We've got just under 15 minutes to go till half time. During half time we'll be going back to Callum in the BBC Radio Lincolnshire studio as Wogan takes his free kick right footed, and it's a long one towards Kerson's. It's bounced awkwardly. Kerson's couldn't quite get the end of it, and it goes through to the goalkeeper Jameson. But
I think it was a free kick as well, wasn't it?
Kerson,
he's put his arm across him.
Yeah. And so Gateshead, instead of the goalkeeper playing an advantage, choose to take the free kick. He's just outside the area. The referee just literally on the line of the goalkeeper's penalty area, and they go short again. You wonder why they're not, why they're not pressing a bit more when the keeper does that, because you've already seen what he can do.
It's really strange because they've got 4 up front when he's got the ball.
Oh, that's lovely from Hawula. Just dummied the ball from a bow to Hill on the left hand side. Carson takes over now. Hill has made a run to the left. Carson looked for Hawula. He was fouled. That's a free kick.
Pulled his arm, didn't he? Yeah, it's really weird when the keeper's got the ball. It actually looks like they're going to play from the back, but they've got 4 up top,
including 2
in the line. So
big men.
That's what I'm saying. There's a big gap in that midfield, literally.
You think he'd go long? Just go long, do you think, or do you expect them to play more out the back?
It looks like they're going long, really, isn't it? It looks like they're going to play short, but he's tried it a couple of times, but then he just go long. Maybe they try to lull Boston a little bit.
So Matty Carson with this free kick. So it is, I'm not very good with yards, but he's going to deliver it from the left, and it comes, and Boston United won the first header. Gateshead managed to clear, and Jordan Richards couldn't do a lot with that. It's now with Teal, who's the low man on the halfway line, just lobs that ball forward towards Hawula. Gateshead managed to clear, but Carson will hook that ball forward again. A bow can't quite get there. In the end, it's back with Jameson, who plays it out quickly to Brad Nicholson over in the left back area for Gateshead. Who, what formation do we think Gateshead are playing? A more 4-2-4, would you say?
Well, absolutely 4-2-4. Then obviously they do go back into a 4-4-2 when they haven't got the ball. But when they've got the ball now, they've got 4 up top again. Look, 2 wide men, 2 centre forwards. And midfield area, look, Gateshead have only got 2. They've only got 2 in there. That's where Boston need to play that extra pass.
Jameson goes long towards Beck, who gets there before Rooney, but Rooney does really well to win the second ball and prods it forward towards Kerson's, and it for a second there looked like there's going to be a mix-up at the back for Gateshead, but not, and they've got the ball, but Boston have won it back through Connor Teal. Goes back to his goalkeeper just as Boston get their shape sorted out. It's with Andrew Wogan, who's had just the one save of note to make. His ball forward, Kerson's flung himself on the floor there. He did have his shirt pulled, but I'm not sure it was a foul. Hawula now for Boston United. Plays the ball. It was a really good attempted ball. It was well read by the defender, Radcliffe, to be fair. Otherwise, Kersons would have been through.
Boston picking up that spare ball
in that area, yep.
Yep. That's what they need to keep doing. Need to make it pay. They've got an extra man in there, if not two.
It's now back with the goalkeeper, Jameson. If I was a Gateshead fan, he'd make me nervous. He really would. But as I say, he's just been brought back from a loan spell at Darlington during the week. Carson, it looked like a foul there by Carson, but the referee not interested. So Carson fouls the second man instead, and it's a free kick to Gateshead. Boston still lead by a goal, so now with 10 minutes to go to half time.
I mean, Gateshead are just trying to make the pitch as big as possible. That's what they're doing. They're pushing 4 right up. The fullbacks are going wide. They're making the pitch really big, so there is a lot of space out there. I'd be very surprised if there isn't more goals in this game.
You could see that at either end, though, couldn't you? Goals, both teams certainly looking to score. But it's now back with the goalkeeper, Jameson again, as Solihull have added a second against Eastleigh. They now lead by 2-0. Jameson goes long, on straight to the head of Jordan Richards, and his header finds the bow. Back to Richards, the Boston United midfielder. Teal goes back to Rooney, ball inside to Gallagher, very quiet half, Oshin Gallagher, but he attempts the long ball forward towards Kersons. Nicholson for Gateshead clears, and Beck tries to hold it up, but Richards just prods that ball out to Gallagher on the right hand side, now running down the right wing, plays the ball to a Bow on the edge of the area. Bow, low ball in, wins a corner.
That's where Boston can
really good that.
Yeah, they've got an extra man. They're picking up a lot of ball now.
And now we're going to see the first in-swinging Matty Carson cross. We've seen how good his out-swinging crosses have been from the left. He'll now take the corner in his orange boots from the right-hand side. We've seen what a threat. Gateshead leaving Amanchi up front, Boston having to leave 2 back.
That's a strange one. Why would you leave the tallest player on the pitch up front?
You'd leave, yeah.
It's unbelievable. I don't get that. They've conceded from a free kick. They've left the tallest man up front.
Carson with this corner towards the near post, and it hit a Boston head. The goalkeeper has come out and punched, but Gateshead are going to look to try and counter-attack here. Boston need to get men back quickly as they lead 1-0. Newton has made the run, and that's a really good ball through now, Newton, and the goalkeeper's read that fantastically. Andrew Wogan read that, and he had to get there first, and just got there ahead of Newton, and clears for a throw-in.
Starting position was brilliant, wasn't it?
Yep.
Tyrell Newton, they've got to keep. He's making some great forward runs. Yeah, he's definitely the danger man. He's making really intelligent runs. But as you said, Wogan did really well there. Starting position, excellent.
A couple of other latest scores. Aldringham lead Wilsden by a goal to 0. It's Morecambe 1, Tamworth 1. As Brad Nicholson, the former Pilgrim, comes across. He had 2 spells here. Played a massive part in their survival last season. Part of the greatest of escapes for Boston United. And he's got a long throw from the right-hand side to take. He doesn't quite reach the 6-yard box, but Beck wins the header. 3 or 4 players all over each other went down there. Boston clear. Gateshead will start again, and Newton has it just inside the Boston half to Nicholson, back to Tyrell Newton, driving towards the penalty area, plays it inside to Elliot Wheeler, but Boston have won it back through a Bow, and he plays a 1-2 with Hawulu. A Bow now on the left hand side, goes past one man, comes inside for playing it to Hawulu. He's a long way out, but finds space to give it to Gallagher on the right. Gallagher comes in onto his left foot and goes for goal, and it's tipped over the bar by the goalkeeper. It was a slow effort from Gallagher, but it was definitely creeping in. The goalkeeper, with his hand across his head, tips it over the bar for Boston United's 4th corner, and their threats really have been
Bowen did brilliant then.
Gallagher.
Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of space in the middle there, isn't there? Boston can knit on the break here. There's definitely more goals. So it is difficult for Boston to, obviously they've got 4 up front, so they have to be careful. Gateshead have just opened this game up totally.
Couple of local scores. Bamber Bridge have equalised against Gainsborough Trinity, and Lincoln United through Connor Brown have taken the lead against Heaton Stallington as Carson takes this corner. It's a great one, hooked towards goal. Can Boston get this one? It's a scramble. Oh, it's come off the post, and then a second shot. I think it's saved by the goalkeeper. It was. I can't see who it is. It's a really good effort, and Boston unlucky not to be 2-0. I think it's Kersons again. It is Kersons shot off the post. It came back to him, instinctively hit it. Goalkeeper as well to save.
The keeper, but he's got to score.
Carson with another out-swinging corner. And Gateshead have managed to deal with this one, have they? Yes, they have, and now they're going to come forward. Hill just keeps the pressure up for Boston United, and now it's with Carson on the left-hand side. Great ball down the line. Hill, his cross is blocked, and Gateshead do clear and win a throw. And Carson actually blocking that hit in the face, and on a cold night, that is going to hurt.
Gateshead are massively struggling from set pieces. They can't head the first ball, and they've got someone who's 6'6", and they're leaving him up for corners. They're leaving him up front. Answers on the postcard.
Well, I was going to ask you, can you understand why Gateshead are struggling? And, I think we've seen some answers.
So he obviously mustn't want to head the ball, but then why would you play him up front? And if you don't want to head the ball as well.
Would you like to do the interview with Gateshead manager at the end? Do you have a chat with him?
What's going on?
Rob Elliott's side. But you're absolutely right. Boston from set pieces, and the delivery quality from Carson has been outstanding. Kerson's really should have scored. I think the goalkeepers actually, we talk about his kick in and now he's been dispossessed, but he's actually made 3 really good saves. But Boston are coming forward again. There's an offside flag against Kerson's. I think he saved that one, the 2 long ones from Gallagher. He's kept his side in the game with 5 minutes to go to half time.
It's a real strong finish from Boston. Keep doing that extra pass.
Really do with a second.
Yeah, just keep doing that extra pass. There's room in there to play.
Go through all the half times in full with Callum in a few minutes, but the Premier League are at half time. 3 games. Chelsea leading Leeds by 1-0, Everton 0, Bournemouth 1, and Tottenham 0, Newcastle United 1. Newcastle scoring in the 50th minute of the first half to lead 1-0 at Tottenham. Gateshead go along towards Beck, won by Grimes, and then he picks up the second ball and goes long. It's a ball for Kersons to get on the end of it. He's in now. Kersons, can he score again? He's bobbling. Goalkeeper's done well. He just couldn't quite get it under his control. It's a bobbling ball.
Hit his knee.
Goalkeeper's gathered it in well. Still 1-0.
What he's got to do there, Dad, he's just got to try and cut across his centre half. He's kept going that left hand side. Can you try and cut across?
Well, he did that, didn't he, on Saturday for his goal?
Yeah, he's got to try and get across him there, because he can get a penalty, and it just hit his knee at the last minute. But do you know what? He's got to get a shot away there. You can say he's unlucky and it might bobble, but he's got 2 or 3 chances to get that under control.
That ball over the top again from Boston United has been a threat all evening. Jameson goes long. Beck will go up with Rooney. Neither of them win it, but Amanchi chests it towards the run of Newton. It's cleared away, and then Rooney, second attempt, clears, and then Hill. That's a lovely ball in towards Hawula, who he played it to the right. Kersons went to the left.
Do you know, that's the one there, just take an extra touch, just go with it again.
That space again, wasn't it?
They're picking up all the ball in the midfield, as they should do. They've got 1 or 2 extra men. That's just where, just take care with it. Take that extra touch.
So Boston win it high up through Hill, and then his ball back to Carson is intercepted. Richards wins it back for Boston United and plays it to the left-hand side where Matty Carson is. Down the line to Hill. Carson offers the overlapping run, but Hill keeps the ball. Finds Carson, who just chips it into the penalty area. It's headed away. Gateshead will look to play that ball down towards Amanchi again. Across comes Grimes, who wins the header. It's an awkward one to win. It goes out for a Gateshead throw-in. As we have got 3 minutes of normal time to half time. I think there'll be a couple of minutes. Dylan Hill received a bit of treatment early on. We had the Matty Carson changing his boots. So I think we'll have a little bit of stoppage time at the end of this first half, where Boston United are leading by 1-0. Kersons with the goal early on in this game. Throw down the line from Gateshead to Beck. Finds Elliot Wheeler. Beck again. Holds the ball up well. Elliot Wheeler, they're doing a little bit of triangle play there before Beck brings in Busfield. He's been very quiet, Jacob Butterfield, today. Nicholson finds Keaton Warden on the left-hand side for Gateshead. It's a cross in the box that's headed away by Rooney. The same duo of former Pilgrims find it again on the left-hand side. Nicholson towards Ward. This time it's intercepted by Teal. And now Hawula turn him before playing the ball back to Rooney. Chips the ball out to the right-hand side to a Bow. He's dispossessed by Nicholson. Boston win a throw-in on the right-hand side. It's still 1-0, and Boston United, who scored in the 5th minute, will be probably a little bit disappointed not in his second.
Yeah, especially the last 5 or 6 minutes. Had a couple of good chances. Keeper's made a point-blank save, hasn't he?
Hawula chests that one before fouling his man.
I'm sure Kersons can't believe he's hit it straight at him, to be fair. But there you go. You're doing it a bit.
Well, he hit the post as well.
All he's got to do is just keep it on the floor, isn't he? He's hit it sort of like around his midriff, hasn't he? And it's just hit him.
And then the two efforts from Gallagher, very well saved. The first one in particular, right behind it, took a real swerve in the wind. And it's with Jameson, the Gateshead goalkeeper. Goes long. Beck wins the header. First one he's won for a while, to be fair. Manchi chests that ball down, and Gateshead are coming forward again now as they look to try and get themselves level before half-time. We're into the last minute of normal time here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Hope and Glory with myself, Del Story, and Peter Costello. It's the ball for Richards to deal with for Boston United. Hooks that one out for a throw-in, and it'll be in Brad Nicholson territory over on the left-hand side in front of the visiting supporters. And Nicholson, we know the threat. Boston have brought everybody back to deal with this one. Gateshead all but one, and obviously the goalkeeper up for this one. This is where, again, the likes of Grimes just organising his defence to deal with the threat of Brad Nicholson. Again, it don't reach the 6-yard box. It's flicked on by Beck. Carson had to just flick that one away because Newton was coming in behind him. It does come to Newton on the left-hand side, and he lets that ball go out for a Nicholson throw, who can come across. It's right by the corner flag here as Gateshead offering a little bit of pressure before half-time.
Carson defended that well.
Really well.
You've got to keep your concentration in moments like that, and he was in a good starting position.
So Nicholson drawing the ball with his shirt the best he can to try and get as much distance. He hasn't reached the 6-yard box yet with any of these throw-ins. This is his best opportunity to do so for Gateshead. So he goes short and gets the ball back. Nicholson, Keaton Ward, and he does deliver the cross towards Beck at the back post, gets his header down, and it's gathered in well by the goalkeeper. It's a header from Beck down towards the goalkeeper's near post. It's a save you'd expect him to make, but he did well as 5 minutes has been added on.
Did really well there. Greasy ball. That's their chance, isn't it? Getting out wide, getting balls in the box.
And Hill thought he was fouled there. Referee not interested. Carson brings it down the left hand side now for Boston United. He's got Hill in a bit of space, and that's where the ball goes inside the area. Hill, low ball in. Oh, it's cleared away. It was a stretching Ferguson for Gateshead that gets the ball clear, and in the end they do clear it for Rooney to head. And Grimes heads that ball cleverly forward away from Amanchi, but it's with their main threat in Tyrrell Newton down the Boston United left, comes inside to find Elliot Wheeler, and Radcliffe now, the centre half, just being encouraged to come forward for switching the ball out to the Gateshead left, and a bit of space here for Keaton Ward. Nicholson offering the overlapping run, but Ward plays a clever ball onto the edge of the area now, and there will be a shot on goal, and it ends up going wide. I thought it took a deflection. Yeah. It did. Yeah. Gateshead up their first corner of the game as we're deep into stoppage time.
It's end to end, isn't it? It's been end to end the whole game. It was really good. Yeah.
I'll be honest, it's been a better game than I thought it'd be.
Fair credit to Gateshead. Yes. As I say, they've gone 1-0 down early. They've gone 4-2-4. There's spaces everywhere. They've been a threat themselves from crosses. I feel Boston should have been maybe 2 up, but
well, their main threat has been, we talk about Newton, how good he's been, and Beck in the air. And they've got a corner. It's going to be David Ferguson, one of the 4 former Pilgrims, playing tonight. Takes it short to Newton, gets the ball back to get a better angle. It's cleared away by a Bow. And then Hawula looks to complete the clearance, but they've not managed to deal with this. Boston. Radcliffe is well dispossessed by Gallagher, and Boston United are going to try and break away here. Carson now, he's on the right-hand side, though, Matty Carson, and he just slows things down as Boston United get their shape sorted and keep the ball. Carson plays it across to Grimes, and now it's over on that left-hand side, and Dylan Hill took a knock early on, but he's definitely been okay since. Richards plays the ball back to his skipper Grimes, and now Jordan Richards again, possession play for Boston as they look to just see this half out. Hill and Kersons play the 1-2. I think Hill felt he was checked there by the defender. The referee not interested. Gateshead will start again from the back. So we just wait for the whistle from the referee. We've had four minutes. We're into that 5th minute now of injury time. We've had Hill receiving a bit of treatment. He's okay. Carson had to change his boots, which took a while. Goalkeeper Wogan received treatment, which again, so quite a few stoppages. Hence why we've got the 5 minutes added on. As Nicholson for Gateshead plays it out to Aidan Elliott Wheeler. He gets the ball back, and Gateshead have had a lot of possession. Nicholson looks to play the long ball forward, but that's going to go out for a goal kick. Boston United, that should be the end of a very entertaining first half here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. As Wogan in no rush whatsoever to take this goal kick. He's had a couple of, he's taken maybe smart saves to make from the head of Mark Beck. Both you'd expect him to make, but you still have to make them.
His starting position's been really, really good as well from through balls.
Yes.
Yeah, he's done really well.
So Wogan take the kick, and then I think we'll be at half-time. Just having a look at the referee. No, we play on. Kersons wins the flick on. A bow trying to get on the end of this one for Boston United. He's twisting and turning. Now it comes back to Kersons at the edge. Jerry shoots. It goes wide. Really good effort from Kersons there. He had Hill in a bit of space on the left, but he had his head down. It's a good effort wide of the post.
Was worth a go there, wasn't it?
Definitely.
On his left foot. And take deflections. Anything can happen there.
And again, it's the threat of Kennebeau for Boston United. There's Jameson this time. No one's anywhere near him to go short from this goal kick, so he's definitely going to go long. And you'd think that's it. We're into the 6th minute of injury time now. Goalkeeper, remember, it's always a minimum of 5 minutes. Rooney heads that ball out for a throw into Gateshead on the halfway line. Nicholson will take it over on the left-hand side for the Heed. Not really at the side, or certainly found plenty of positives from this first half performance. And there goes the half-time whistle, in which Boston United are leading by a 1-0. Tom Kerson's headed in a brilliant Matty Carson free kick, and Peter Costello, it's been an eventful half, and I think both teams will probably feel that they should have scored more. Yeah,
you probably could have been 2-1, 3-1, couldn't it, to Boston. It's been a really entertaining game. Early goal, obviously Gateshead have had to come out from there. They've gone 4-2-4. Lots of space in there for Boston. That's what they need to be doing now. Hopefully the manager spotted that as well, to get in there, because Gates are going to keep coming. So they've got 4 up front, so we've got 4 against them, so they're occupied. When we win that ball back, play it through the midfield. Every time we get the ball there and breaking them, it's through the midfield. You need to keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it.
And the perfect start and a goal of real quality from Kersons.
It's a great header, but it's all about the delivery.
Yep.
I mean, literally, it's Premier League class. It is. It's just a little glancing header. He's got across his man. Good finish. All he's had to do is get a lick. The ball in is outstanding.
And Carson's deliveries have been a threat for the whole half, really.
I think
him and what to deal with them.
Yeah, I think him and Dylan Hill have done really well down this side. To be fair, there's been some decent performances. The ball has shown up. He really has had some good touches. I think sometimes taking extra touch, he's been a little bit anxious about it. So, but he's done quite well as well. I'm sure he'll be pleased with Boston going forward. But Gateshead look dangerous when the crosses are coming in, aren't they? And to be fair, when you throw men forward and get crosses in, you've always got a chance of scoring.
And you mentioned Jordi Hawula. He's playing like the number 10 role, and we've seen a different kind of side to Jordi Hawula. There's been some really good touches, some great passes, and like you say, maybe a bit anxious at times. Do you think he's just like really desperate to impress?
Yeah, there is that. I just say he started the game really well. He's done. I'm sure he'll be happy with his first half performance. Sometimes he's tried to lay balls in straight away where it's not really on. He doesn't need to. He's got no one in front of him. So take it on and then go and play 1-2 round the box. But they said there is space in there for him, isn't there? Because he's dropping off and they're not coming with him.
Still confident in your prediction?
Looking good, isn't it?
It certainly is. So locally we've got half times at Bamber Bridge 1, Gainsborough 1, and Lincoln United are leading Heaton Stannington by a goal to nil. We'll be back for the second half here at the Jakeman's, where Boston United are leading Gateshead by a goal to nil. But to talk you through the rest of the half times, we're going to go back to Radio Lincolnshire and Callum.
Thank you, Dale. Thank you very much. Yeah, second half commentary to come in about 13 minutes' time or so from the Jakeman's Community Stadium. Looking good for Boston United at the moment. Let's go through the scores though elsewhere, and we'll start in the Premier League, where these games are just getting their second halves underway. 7:30 kickoffs, which apparently are a thing now. Chelsea 1, Leeds United 0. Joao Pedro with the goal there. Chelsea looking to make it 5 Premier League wins in a row under Liam Rosenior. Everton 1, Bournemouth 0 and die, scoring from the spot. And Tottenham Hotspur, their woes continue, especially at home. They are 1-0 down to a Newcastle United side that are also out of form at the moment. The game underway, kicking off at a 8:15, is West Ham United against Manchester United. That game currently 0-0. Into the Championship, quite a few goals to tell you about here. Leicester City are in a 3-0 lead against Southampton. Mukasa, Daka and Fatawu with the goals for the Foxes there, who need a win to get them clear of the relegation zone. Meanwhile, Norwich City lead Oxford United 2-0 in Oxfordshire. The other game, Birmingham City against West Brom, is goalless. Into League One, 2 games taking place. Mansfield Town against Peterborough United, that game is goalless. Wigan Athletic against Reading is also goalless. There was one match postponed, Stevenage against Barnsley, due to a waterlogged pitch. That announcement just about an hour before kick-off, so I can imagine quite a few Barnsley fans not hugely happy with the lateness of that call. Into League 2, again, no goals to tell you about. Crawley against Cambridge United goalless, as is Shrewsbury Town against Barrow. Into the National League then, and Jimmy Knowles, the ex-Pilgrim, has put Altrincham 1-0 up against Wealdstone. The game that we've got full commentary of here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Boston United 1, Gateshead 0. Tom Cousins with the goal there. Second half commentary on the way shortly. Carlisle United 1, Scunthorpe United 1. That's the Pilgrims' opponents this weekend, Scunthorpe United. Morecambe against Tamworth. That game also 1 apiece. Solihull Moors are leading Eastleigh by 2-0. And Truro City against Woking is goalless. It is the EFL Trophy quarter-finals. Of course, Lincoln City knocked out earlier on in the tournament. Wimbledon trailing Northampton Town by 2-1. That's in the 86th minute. These games getting near to full time. Huddersfield Town against Doncaster Rovers is 1 apiece, and Port Vale trails Stockport County by 2-0. Sidibe with both of them for Stockport County. You're all up to date on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Richard Stead.
We are heading out and about, meeting people who love what they do and the communities they live in. Shall we head
Shall we have a wander?
Yeah. Oh dear, I'm pleased I brought my wellies. You must love what you do though.
Absolutely. It's the difference we make.
How important is it for the town to have a day like that?
I just think it brings everybody together.
Yeah.
I love talking to people, but more especially I love listening to them. Community spirit, does it exist still? I think it does.
We've got a passion, and I think that comes over people enjoying what they're doing.
Richard Stead.
Weekday afternoons from 2.
Just ask your smart speaker to play BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Richard's back tomorrow. Let's turn our attention to cricket. In the men's T20 World Cup, England's cricketers have made one change to their team for tomorrow's match against the West Indies in Mumbai, following their close 4-run win over Minnows Nepal in the opening match. Surrey all-rounder Jamie Overton replaces Lancashire seamer Luke Wood. Battered Joss Butler has been speaking to our senior cricket reporter Henry Moran.
First of all, Joss, what was the feeling after the Nepal game from you in the dressing room?
Yeah, relief probably. I think they played a great game of cricket. I don't think we played a bad one, but it was a great match. The crowd here was unbelievable. They put us under a lot of pressure, but ultimately we found a way to win and get the 2 points, which is the most important thing.
It looked at the end like there was some real hard work mentally with Harry leading the side and able support from you and some other senior players. Take us out there in the middle. What were those conversations?
Yeah, just to get clarity over what we were trying to achieve, what we thought was the best way to limit the runs and win the game. And that's what you need. I think it's a really nice team environment that we've got at the moment. Harry's leading the side beautifully, reads the game really well. He's really clear and concise with his bowlers, especially in the outfield there. Sam Curran is someone who rises to those moments. He really likes the pressure, I think, and really clear on what he was going to do to win us the game.
Do you enjoy that sort of, I suppose, leadership role, but one step removed, and being able to offer that advice?
Yeah, exactly. You're not the one that has to then go and explain it if it goes wrong, are you? So, I think obviously I've been captain before, so he's very aware that it's not your show anymore and to step back. But as a wicketkeeper and senior player, you've got a great view to try and help out and assist where you can. And I think that's the role of a senior player.
It's a very different world nowadays when you play a side like Nepal. It feels as though there are some really high quality sides in this tournament, regardless of history and everything else.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's, as a cricket fan, is a really good thing for the World Cup, to see all these nations together and playing and competing. As some T20, naturally you're going to have closer games than the longer formats. But I think they played really well. I think on day one of the tournament, I think all three, you don't want to say associate sides anymore because I think they've played some great cricket. I thought they all could have won those games. I thought the Netherlands looked like they were going to beat Pakistan. Scotland played really well against West Indies. USA were brilliant here against India. So I think it's been really refreshing to see such great games of cricket from nations that don't always play against each other, and that gives it a real World Cup feel.
Does it make it harder for you when you don't know these players as well?
Yeah, a little bit. And you've not played against teams before and you haven't seen sides. There's obviously the element of unknown. There's lots of footage and stuff you can get these days, but just for actually facing bowlers or facing batters and knowing exactly how they play when you've played against teams before. So, there's definitely an element of the unknown which doesn't help you out as such, but you just got to, watch the ball, play the man as you do and react on the field, which is a really important part of the game of cricket.
Tell me about Brendan and the walkie-talkie. What's going on there? How's that working?
I think he's had it for a while, to be honest. It's been there, so he can just send a few messages down to the guys on the bench if there's anything he's seeing from up the top to, relay onto the pitch for Harry or for the bowlers. Just that added layer of communication. It's just a more obvious line of communication because he always has been like that. He's a deep thinker of the game. Baz obviously has been a captain for a long time, so he can share some really good insights and obviously a coach of the team. Because
sometimes there's the impression, relaxed, feet up on the balcony, but he's presumably not quite like that. That's obviously the image he wants to have, to sort of allow guys to feel less pressure in a game that has a lot of pressures. So that image, I think, is important to him. But don't mistake that for someone whose mind is relaxed and who's not got his finger on the pulse. You wouldn't be a great player and great captain like he was without having that and being fiercely competitive and in a will to win. So I think that's the beauty of the sport, right? And so there's stuff that goes on behind closed doors and in the dressing room that you guys aren't party to, and you've got to make a judgment from what you see, but everyone in that dressing room knows the truth. West Indies are a more familiar opponent. What are you expecting from them? West Indies generally play a good power game, brilliant six hitters. We've played against them a lot over the recent past. So obviously the Wankhede Stadium we saw the other night can be the ground that's hard to defend and can be a high scoring venue. So I'm guessing that is the kind of game of cricket that we will play, and we start again North for North World Cup cricket. It's each game is so important and we look forward to the challenge. 10 years ago, West Indies England in a T20 World Cup in this country was a very memorable occasion. I mean, it's been a long time since then, but do you still think about that night and that game? I'm guessing you mean Kolkata as I was thinking of Kolkata. You do still think of it and what could have been, and say we'd won that tournament. But in a funny way, losing that game, I thought, taught us so many things moving forward for that group of players and that setup into the years after, and obviously going on to win the World Cup in 2019. Arguably, would we have won in 2019 without 2016, that disappointing night in the end in Kolkata? Maybe not. So it was just part of the journey of that side. It was a very young team at that point, and we learned some great stuff along the way there. Obviously it would have been nice to win that game, because everyone says, you only learn when you lose, but you learn when you win as well, like what you did right. So you think about it every now and again, but it's a long time ago now, thankfully. A lot of time has passed, a lot of caps have passed, and this month has seen you become the leading cap holder for all England cricket in the men's game. It is some achievement. How do you reflect on it?
Yeah, it's a cool achievement. With a lot of pride, really. I think it's a unique achievement, isn't it? Because someone like Jimmy playing 188 tests kind of is a bit of a different beast as to a lot of the white ball games that I've played. But yeah, it's a really proud achievement. I think obviously the standards you have to keep to play for that long, the resilience you have to show from some tough times as well, which has been a few. So it's a really nice achievement and one to be proud of.
And just finally, got the news overnight, India against Pakistan is going to happen. For the world game, it feels the positive outcome.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's whoever you are, you always tune into that game. It'd be such a shame for the tournament and the outcomes of group standings and that kind of stuff to be affected by the two teams not playing against each other. So I think everyone's really pleased that they will be playing that match.
That's Jos Butler speaking to the BBC's BBC cricket reporter Henry Moran. We can go back then to the Jakeman's Community Stadium for second half commentary of Boston United against Gateshead.
Welcome back to the Jakeman's Community Stadium, where it's Boston United 1, Gateshead 0 here in the National League, as Boston United look to climb even further away from the bottom four and head towards the top half. Myself, Dal Story and Peter Costello are your commentary team. Peter Costello has left me for a minute. He was having a very big debate with Michael Horton about Liverpool over half time, so he'll be back in a minute or two. But it's going to be Gateshead that get us back underway here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Just remind you that Boston United team then, just one change. Just a quick look if there's been any changes. No, one change from the side that beat Sutton, with Greg Sloggett replaced by Geordie Hewell. The team in full is Andrew Wogan in goal, back four of Connor Teal, Jamie Grimes, Jake Rooney and Matty Carson. In midfield it's Kennebo, Jordan Richards, Oshin Gallagher and Dylan Hill, with Geordie Hewell and Tom Kirstens up front. On the bench, Rhys Lovett, Ben Grist, Frankie Maguire, Kieran Donnelly, Arjun Reiki, Liam Wardock and Marcel Lavinia. Gateshead now shooting towards the Boston United fans. Boston shooting towards the building of the new stand. To our right as we look here from the main stand, there's the ball forward towards the goal scorer Kirstens. He can't quite win there, and Ferguson clears away. Gateshead, remember, 4 former Pilgrims in their starting 11 as Rooney plays the ball forward. Nicholson heads away, he being one of them. So Peter Costello, the former Pilgrim, has finally decided to join us back here for the second half on BBC Radio Lincolnshire.
Throw me under the bus.
I've mentioned
Throw me under the bus, as you do.
Actually, there's only about a minute to go and it's game over, mate. So as Carson comes forward, his ball forward is intercepted. So I suppose for Boston, particularly attackingly in the second half, more of the same?
More of the same. Again, you can't really stop. When Gateshead have got 4 up front, they've got runners from midfield, they are going to create the odd chance. They're going to hit it long. They might get the odd flick on. It's very important that Boston continue to hit them on the break, have that extra pass in midfield, because they've got 1 or 2 men over.
Oh, Brad Nicholson's been dispossessed there, and a bow has won the ball back for Boston. Richards tried to find Hewler on the edge of the area. It's well intercepted by Jacob Butterfield, and a ball across pitch from the number 21, Billy Chadwick. We've hardly mentioned Billy Chadwick, former Pilgrim. And then a handball against Oshin Gallagher against Beck. It's a free kick to Gateshead. And I suppose that, with the 4 up front, and they've got a lot of height there, the fact that Boston are reducing them to the odd chance, that shows they're defending pretty well.
Yeah, they're doing it reasonably well. I say they've got 4 up front, and then they've got Tyrell Newton joining in, which leaves Butterfield on his own sometimes in midfield when it breaks down.
Certainly a very open game, as Chadwick now has the ball on the left hand side, comes inside, just a toe away there from Connor Teal. Hewler couldn't do a lot with it, but the ball does fall for Kirstens. Now a bow switches it across to the left hand side, and Matty Carson, he saw a lot of the ball in that first half, and he plays the ball down the line to Dylan Hill. He thinks he's forced to touch off the defender, but the referee's not interested. It's a throw into Gateshead in the right back position. Boston then scoring after 5 minutes. Kirsten's heading in, and Matty Carson free kick. I've seen the goal at half time, and you described it spot on, Peter. It was literally just a glance. He did not need to touch it much at all, because of the pace and the accuracy of the brilliant cross from Carson. It's the Pilgrims coming forward now with a bow in the central of the pitch at the moment. Tries to find Gallagher on the right hand side, dispossessed, but Richards wins it back. Hawula then finds a Bow. Now it's gone out to the left hand side, and Carson. Hill is the option ahead of him, as he has been all game. His ball goes back to Jordan Richards for the Pilgrims. Richards holds play before playing a great ball to Carson now, left hand side of the penalty. Oh, he went for the pull by Butterfield, easily intercepted it there. Great position there for Boston United. It was a paw from Carson, which is something we've certainly not said much tonight, as Beck plays the ball forward. It's intercepted by Teal. Richards tries to win this back for Boston United up against the number 7 Keaton Ward, and Ward in the end plays the ball long, and Carson wins it back for Boston United. Hill now for the Pilgrims on the left hand side, goes back to his skipper Grimes, wearing the armband tonight in the absence of Greg Sloggett. And now Rooney, who certainly had a battle against Beck. Ball forward to Kersons, who wins a free kick for Boston United on the halfway line.
Yeah,
Still 1-0.
Kerson did well there, held it up well, gets his body in the way. As you just said, Matty Carson had a great chance there, didn't he? I don't think the pullback was ever on.
No, I didn't.
Knock it across the face of the goal there. And as you said, usually his quality from that area.
Oh, he's been outstanding tonight, Matty Carson. He really has. Boston have taken the free kick and they've chosen to keep possession. Ball to a Bow now up against Nicholson. Nicholson's all over him there, but a Bow does so well to keep the ball. I don't think the referee was given a free kick there, so he did well to play on. Rooney switches the ball to the left hand side. Carson picks it up, finds Hill. This is a really good move from Boston United, and Carson has got space on the left hand side. Low ball in. Hawula made the rub, straight away. Boston have a corner.
I think you can see straight away there, like they're doing an extra pass, aren't they? You can see it. As soon as they've come out, they're just passing those 10-yard balls because there's room in there. Great third man run.
It was a lovely ball from Kersons to find Carson, and the defender, it was real last ditch, wasn't it, to just clear it for this corner. Boston United's 6th of the evening, leading 1-0. Kersons with the goal from a Carson assist, and it's Matty Carson is going to take this corner, be an outswinger for the Pilgrims, and it came off the head of Beck. Boston have still got it now with Rooney, goes for goal, blocks, and that will go out for another corner, this time on the other side.
It looked like he could have hit that first time. Maybe the angle was wrong, but it looked like as it was coming out of the sky, he thought about hitting it first time, didn't he?
Maybe another Rooney in his prime would have done.
That's a way for that one.
But centre half.
It did look like he could have hit that first time.
Yeah. But Carson has to come across to the Boston United right now to take an in-swinger. A couple of Premier League goals sees Chelsea lead Leeds by 2 goals to 0. Bournemouth have turned it around at Everton. They now lead by 2 goals to 1. As Carson takes the in-swing, it's headed away by Beck, comes out to a Bow on the edge of the area. Had many men around him, so he finds Hill, who just chips that ball forward towards Grimes. He's beaten in the air, and Gateshead will try and bring this one away, as Peter Costello shows his frustration that Amanchi was left up front again from a corner.
6'6". They're struggling in the air at the back, and they're leaving the guy who's 6'6" up front. Honestly,
Leeds have pulled one back at Chelsea. It's now 2-1, and Tottenham equalised against Newcastle. They were 7:30 kick-off, so they're ahead of us here. Still West Ham 0, Manchester United 0, as that game nears half-time. Premier League kick-off times all over the place this week. Load more games tomorrow night as well. Gateshead gain a few yards down the line, and they look to try and get themselves back into this game. 52 minutes gone. It's Boston United 1, Gateshead 0 here on Hope and Glory. Throw down the line. Beck brings that down really well, but again Boston crowd him out, and when he has won things back, he's not had much time to do anything with it. Ball forward towards Kerson, who did win the flick on a Nicholson, of the goalkeeper. Well, Nicholson took charge, the goalkeeper came out, took a swing of it, completely missed it as Nicholson took it off him. Probably the right thing to do from the Gateshead defender. And it's them that are coming forward now with the dangerous Newton up to the left hand side now, the number 7 Keaton Ward. And his ball down the line to Billy Chadwick. Back to Keaton Ward. Chadwick and Ward down this left hand side. Nicholson has made a run there, but Chadwick keeps the ball. Butterfield plays the ball into Nicholson on the edge of the area. It's well read by the Boston United Kenna Bow. And Rooney will clear up to Kersons, holds it up on half time and draws the foul again. Great striker play. He's done that twice already, hasn't he?
Done really well. Nice and strong. He knows the contact's coming.
I think he's going to be a really big player for Boston United over the next. Well, they've signed him, haven't they? So he's here for a while. As we hear the attendance,
really good start, hasn't he?
26 visitors is 1,365.
1365. You probably heard Christian say there with 20. I was close with my 20 prediction for visitors. 26 have made the journey down from the northeast. Fantastic support there as the ball across from Rooney finds Carson. I'm quite sure he meant that, but Boston United will make something of it. And then a communication mix-up sees the number 26 Gallagher kick the ball out of play.
It's been a good start for this second half of Boston. Decent possession. I think it was a little bit too end-to-end. If you actually 1-0 up, I don't think you wanted that much end-to-end as it was in the first half. We'll try and get a bit more control of it.
It's Gateshead trying to come forward, and Newton gives the ball away. Rooney, and then Newton has won it back now, and Gateshead got a few men forward here. Tyrone Newton, and that's brilliant from Rooney, coming across and winning the ball back. A ball he had to win. He really did, as the chance of Rooney from the Boston United fans can be heard. Hill on the left-hand side, played the ball towards Hula. I think Hula would have been offside. Richards now switched the ball out to the right-hand side. This is where you want Ken Abo, one-on-one with the defender. It's Nicholson, Abo into the area on the right-hand side, still going, drills the ball in. It comes off a defender. Gateshead will clear. Richards just hooks it out to Hula now on the left-hand side. Pulls it back to Carson, who takes a touch. Thought about the cross. Dummies it and finds Hawula. Back to Carson now into the area. It's a low ball in. Gateshead again clear. Boston have certainly looked to threat down the flanks at the start of this second half. But it's Gateshead that are going to try and come forward as Manchee is probably the furthest back he's been all game. Peter, there you go. And a foul by Hill.
Was a foul by Hill, but I don't know why they've not played advantage there, because they actually had the ball.
First yellow card, and that's probably the referee probably realising she should have played an advantage.
Yeah, I think
they often
so.
Don't they? Foul, yellow card for Dylan Hill.
Yeah, Abo doing well initially on this right-hand side, didn't he? Got a good cross in, and Matty Carson's having a great game again. He's just playing 1-2 with the rule. He's going for the second one. That's what we need more of. Sometimes a fullback going round, midfield runner, because it's all been in front of teams this season, hasn't it? I think you can see that we're playing 10 yards further forward.
Thoughts of Peter Costello. Will be back on Saturday alongside myself for the game at Scunthorpe. It's a long ball forward towards Becky's one, and Manchee tries to win it. Boston will be desperate for this not to go out for a throw, but that's exactly what's happened, and it'll be the first Brad Nicholson thrown on the left-hand side that we see of this second half. We didn't see many in the first half. I think he's certainly struggling to get the distance because of the weather conditions. Something that Paul Hurst definitely mentioned pre-match, but Nicholson will look. They've got Radcliffe up there. Ferguson is making a run into the box as well. Can they find a level at Gateshead? They trail 1-0 to a Kerson's goal for Boston United. Nicholson with that throw. It's a dangerous one towards that 6-yard box, and I think it came off for Manchee. Just for a second there, it looked really dangerous. It trickles wide, but I mean, he's 6'6".
Do you know what? Do you know what? It's just a nightmare long. It's just absolute carnage, isn't it?
It's the best one he's thrown all night.
Manchee's in there causing havoc, but he stays up one with the corners against. Yep. Okay. Brilliant.
I'm sure people will be tuning in Saturday to see what irritates Peter Costello. It's Scunthorpe. But yes, looking forward to that one on Saturday. It's always a good atmosphere.
Yeah, it should be a great game.
Scunthorpe as well. Boston's first visit since knocking Scunthorpe out the playoffs a couple of seasons ago. But they've got a job to do here as they hold on to this or add to it. It'll be 3 wins in a row. Hill looking to press against the defender here, but it's cleared away. And then now Dylan Hill's got to be careful there. It was a foul. It was a dramatic foul, but it was a foul. He's just been booked, Dylan Hill. Something that maybe Paul Hurst and Chris Doige are in conversation about now on the touchline, because you do not want to be getting a player sent off.
You could almost see what was going to happen there, couldn't you? You could see he's going to clip him.
Yep. As Manchee wins the header on, but it goes out for a Boston United throw in the left back area for Matty Carson to take. And there we go. And Leeds United have now got themselves level at Chelsea. It's 2-2 between Chelsea and Leeds. Chelsea were 2-0 up. Everton won down to 10 men. Everton, and Bournemouth are leading that one 2-1. So Brian that's been sent off for Everton as Boston clear this one. Newcastle lead 2-1 at Tottenham. Half-time, West Ham 0, Manchester United 0. Long ball forward from Gateshead. Chadwick now on the left-hand side. Seeing a lot more of this ball in the second half. Billy Chadwick looking to try and turn, and has he won himself a corner? Yes, he has. We know what a threat he can be, Billy Chadwick. He's done well to win a corner there off Teal.
Just got back into the game a little bit, didn't they? The last 2 or 3 minutes. Boston started this second half really well, but Gateshead, to their credit, are just going back into it.
It's they who have this corner to be taken by Keaton Ward. Gateshead, it's a dangerous one into that 6-yard box. Boston do clear through Grimes at the second attempts, and then a Bow just hooks that clear, and Dylan Hill will give chase here against Ferguson, but he goes back to his goalkeeper Jameson. He's got plenty of time as Boston United and Gateshead look to get their shape back. Jameson goes along towards Beck, manages to win the flick on Teal, heads away. Richards completes the clearance. Now Kerson on the halfway line, battling away with Ferguson, and he was fouled there. Certainly the fans did. And now Jacob Butterfield bringing the ball forward for the Heed. Chadwick on the left switches it across to the right hand side. That's a header into Newton. Now it's with Radcliffe for Gateshead. Switches the ball out to the left hand side where Chadwick's up against Connor Teal. Billy Chadwick into the penalty area, goes down. Well, Gateshead are adamant that's a penalty.
I think that's an absolute stonewall penalty.
Peter Costello thinks it's a penalty.
Yep.
You could see the leg of Teal.
The legs, there's a lazy leg left out.
Ooh.
Definitely contact there.
Rob Elliott is going mad on the Gateshead bench, and understandably so, as Hawula now has it for Boston United. To a Bow on the right-hand side, can't get there first, wins a throw-in off Keaton Ward, but Gateshead players just having a word with the referee, Melissa Burgin, and chat with the fourth official as well, as Donnelly is ready to come on for the Pilgrims.
Maybe Dylan is on a yellow.
I think it'll help. I think it's a sensible sub as well. But
I think Boston have got away with one. I initially just
agree.
Obviously haven't got no replay, watching live, thought definite pen.
Well, Boston want to make the change now. Referee said no, take the throw. Teal, which is right in front of Paul Hurst. Teal throws it down the line towards Kersons, who wins the flick on well, but it's cleared away by Ferguson for Gateshead. Chadwick, probably one of the talking points of the second half, coming inside. Teal went down. It did look like a penalty. Right behind it here as well, weren't we, Peter? It had a great view of it.
Yeah, he's just cut inside and he's just left a leg out, and it's
Chadwick again now, who has a bit of space on the left-hand side. Teal is really having to battle in this second half. Billy Chadwick in the area, drills it across the area. That's brilliantly held by the goalkeeper Wogan. It was at a good height, but it fizzed across that penalty area, and that's brilliant goalkeeping from Andrew Wogan. Done well there.
Absolutely fantastic.
To hold it.
Yeah. Great hands.
It is going to be hell.
Yeah. Gateshead are still making this pitch bigger. That's why he's getting space on this side. It is difficult to defend against when they got 4 up top and the 2 wide, and they stay right on the touchline.
And Wogan's kick went straight through to his counterpart in the Gateshead goal, and it's them that are coming forward. And Chadwick is the outlet every time at the moment. He's up against Teal again, this time a bit further back to Nicholson. Now Ward. Chadwick will get the ball inside this time. Billy Chadwick trying to make himself a bit of space. Boston do well to charge that one down, and now they're coming forward. Kerson's tried the first time ball to Hawula, couldn't find him, but a Bow picks it up for Boston United. Running forward, it's a really good tackle by Nicholson. Sliding in there, a Bow. It's a heavy touch from the Boston United player, and he's still down. Is it a Bow? Yes, it is. He's still down following that tackle from Nicholson. It was a perfectly fine tackle.
Yeah. He's just overrun it, isn't he? I think Boston have got to be careful when they get that ball back there. Just take care of it. That first touch has got to be better.
And as we enter the 62nd minute, the round of applause you can hear is for Gateshead fan David Robson, who passed away aged 62 after a battle of cancer. And Gateshead put out the question, could there be a round of applause in the 62nd minute? Well, you can hear the response from the Boston United fans. Brilliantly done. As the Pilgrims are coming forward now themselves. Kerson's on the edge of the penalty area, left-hand side. As the applause will last for the full minute. Really think it's a great sign, a mark of respect, things like that.
Absolutely. The heart goes out to his family and friends, and Boston fans are showing a lot of respect, and rightly so.
It's they that have got the ball at the moment now with Carson, and a rarity there. It's a poor ball from Carson, easily intercepted, and Gateshead will start again. Boston United leading by that goal to nil here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Remember Trinity? Games for Trinity drawing 1-1 at Bamber Bridge. Lincoln United leading their game against Heaton Stannington by a goal to nil. Hope and Glory returns on Saturday for live action. Lincoln against Bolton, Scunthorpe against Boston United are main features. But Hope and Glory on every night 6 till 7. As Frankie Maguire for Boston United preparing to come on. Also, if you don't get a chance to hear the reaction to this game on the show tonight, the Boston United podcast will be going up later this evening. Go on to BBC Sound, search Boston United for all the latest on the Pilgrims. We'll hear from Paul Hurst and one of the players, and we'll have a discussion of who that'll be a bit later, as Frankie Maguire was just called back there from a warm-up. Certainly feel, we said at half-time off air that this was his kind of game. Frankie Maguire with that gap.
For him. There's so much space in there. He's set up. I think this the last 5 or 6 minutes Boston lost control. The first touch has not been great. Just need to keep hold of that ball.
Oh, Manchi there chested it on towards Beck, but Boston win it back, and then it's cleared away by Grimes. A boat as well to win a header there against Nicholson. You didn't really have expected him to, but he did well. Teal heads the ball forward for Boston United. Nicholson heads away. Richards then heads it forward, but he's fouled by Keaton Ward, and we're going to see 2 Boston United changes. Donnelly and Maguire coming on in the 65th minute here for Boston. We know one's going to be Dylan Hill and the other one, so here comes Hill, who, and you said it in the first half, impressed. I think this is probably precautionary. He's got a bandage on his leg, actually.
He's had a knock as well, hasn't he? And he's on a yellow.
But on a yellow, and he's committed a foul since his yellow. This is a sensible sub. Kieran Donnelly, we keep saying, you know, this is an opportunity for him. And Jordi Hawula being replaced by Frankie Maguire, and Hawula, you know, he's not played this role before, the one just behind the forward, and he's done all right.
He did quite. The first half an hour he did well. I think the last 10 minutes of the second half, the first half, he just rushed a couple of things, and he hasn't really got in the game the second half, has he?
We talked at the beginning of the match about the strength of Boston United's bench, and we're seeing it now, aren't we?
Absolutely, which is really good to see. Frankie Maguire, this game's made for him. It's absolutely made for him.
Well, a word that has been said about Boston United this season is quality. Frankie Maguire has certainly got that, as have quite a few of these Boston United players. But if Maguire he just picks up positions that...
He just sees the right pass, doesn't he?
He's just a great player, and he
right
really
way
is.
to pass.
Boston have him on as Carson has this free kick that he chips in towards the penalty area. It's managed to clear at Gateshead. It was Aidan Elliott-Wheeler that got the ball away. Boston have a throw in on the left hand side. Maguire is incredibly frustrating how he got injured, because he came on in that National League Cup game just for 10 minutes, him and a bow, and got injured. Just unlucky really, as Boston tried to push for an equaliser. But having a fully fit Frankie Maguire, who was only declared fit yesterday, hence why he was on the bench. Well, one of the reasons, I think another, the fact that Boston won the game on Saturday. Speaking to Paul Hurst before the game, mentioned Maguire and the fact that he was only pass fit on Monday. So sensible management, not just to throw him straight in. Here Boston United have given away a free kick. It is still 1-0 to the Pilgrims. Gateshead passing it around the back at the moment. And it's now on the right hand side as they come forward. Boston have some defending to do again, and the longer this game stays 1-0, suddenly it'll get a bit nervy, it'll get a bit...
Don't start saying nervy again and nerves.
Long ball forward from
too much of that.
Gateshead. Boston will clear through Teal. You struggle with your nerves at these games, don't you?
Well, again, this is where now some old heads out there need to get hold of that ball. Hopefully Donnelly can get hold of it. Sometimes he tries again too much, tries to do things too quickly.
They have a Brad Nicholson long throw to defend here, though, Boston United. Kerson's goal, the difference between the two teams, and that was over an hour ago in the 5th minute. Boston have had chances. Nicholson takes this long throw, and Boston again struggling to clear the first one, but I think it was Grimes just hooks that ball away. It goes all the way through to Pete James in the goal for Gateshead. Ferguson, long ball forward towards Nicholson, who'd stayed up there, but he's offside.
You can see the line there, should never be offside. He didn't even need to be. It's a good ball into him as well. Boston just need to regroup at the moment.
And it's this left-hand side, isn't it? Gateshead having a bit
and again,
of
you need
success.
to get hopefully Donnelly back in there and help Teal out, you know what I mean? Because you can't just have him 1v1 all the time.
So as pointed out, so Bow has gone out to the left. Donnelly is actually on the right. So Bow has gone where Hill was, and Donnelly is here on the right-hand side. Bow we know can play either side. Donnelly is more suited to the right. So again, sensible tactical changes there from Paul Hurst. 22 minutes still to play here on Hope and Glory. Ferguson with the long ball forward for Gateshead. Manchi's going to try and get there. Out comes Wogan, and he did win the ball, and then he's clattered into again by one of his own players, but Gallagher's done really well to win that in midfield. Plays the ball across to a Bow over on the left hand side now, looking to make himself some space. He's got 2 or 3 with him, Ken Bow, but comes inside, goes past one, goes past another Bow before playing it back to Gallagher. Teal now in the right back position, finds Maguire. First touch for him since coming on. His ball down the line towards Donnelly. Ferguson for Gateshead has had to come across, and Donnelly does well there to pressure him to clear for a throw-in.
Bow did well again. He's done really well this game. Didn't have a lot of options really. Kept the ball really well.
As Teal will take this throw-in for Boston United, and this is where they don't have a long throw, the Pilgrims, but it's all about making the space to get the cross in. Donnelly's making movement. Maguire is another option. Gallagher. Connor Teal, the right back for Boston United, and not quite sure what to do with this one. So he decides to try and find Curzons, who's in the area. Curzons brings that ball down really well. He's got the defender all over him. Back to Teal, low ball in. It hits the defender Ferguson, and Gateshead are going to break away themselves now with Keaton Ward under pressure from Teal and Donnelly, and then Richards just goes in there and boots it towards Peter Costello. Doesn't quite reach him, and Boston concede a throw in. I would have expected a diving header from you there if it had...
You obviously haven't seen me play then.
I believe I have. I must have done.
You must have done, yeah.
And remember thinking what a brilliant player
yes,
you were.
Yes.
As Gateshead have it again, they've certainly grown into this second half. Boston started at the brighter, but Gateshead been the better, and there's a cross that's gathered in by Wogan, and
done really well, hasn't he, Wogan, tonight? He's looked calm, yeah, he's done really well.
He's a couple of good, decent saves, but he's, as you mentioned at half-time, he's coming out.
His starting position's been really good.
Yeah,
which is very important for a keeper, very important.
Certainly is, as Wogan goes on towards Maguire, beaten in the air by Ferguson of Gateshead. But Teal brings this down for Boston United, plays the ball down the line to Donnelly, who does really well to stop that ball going out and take a touch under pressure from Nicholson, who then clatters Donnelly, concedes a free kick. You'd think that might be a yellow card. Or not.
Or not.
As, Donnelly is fouled, and referee who's tried to let it go. Yes, I was right originally.
Well done.
Nicholson yellow card, and referee who's trying to let a lot flow today. And now, of course, Boston United have got 2 set piece specialists. Now Maguire is on the pitch.
Could maybe do a 2v1 here.
Don't know if you saw his the goals against Southend here a couple of weeks ago. The cross from Maguire for John Lewis's second was unreal. Mark Clifford, who was sat where you are, said it was David Beckham-esque.
There you go.
It was awesome. So they've 2 really good set piece players here, but it's going to be Carson. Maguire leaving it to the Boston United left back. It being in-swigger with his left foot. Carson, and plays a clever one down the line to Donnelly. He's got the defender with him. Can he make space for a cross here? Donnelly battling away with the defender. Just want to keep possession. Finds Carson now a bit nearer the area. Crosses it. It's headed away by Ferguson of Gateshead. A Bow just cushions his header out to Gallagher, who's over on the left-hand side at the moment. Oshin Gallagher, who plays it to Richards. It's a poor ball, and Richards couldn't do a lot with that, and then he fouls back. Referee's waved a good advantage because Newton is bringing this ball forward for Gateshead. Boston leading by a 1-0 as the Heed coming forward to try and get themselves level. They're bringing on a couple of subs, it seems. It'll be Sam Bowen and Ethan Moore that are kitted up and ready to come on, taking instructions from manager Rob Elliott. Chadwick for Gateshead just dinks the ball into a Manchi who cushions it with his shoulder, and Boston will clear with a bow towards Kersons, who was nowhere near that. It was a poor ball. There's the ball into the area from Gateshead, headed away by Teal. Gallagher will battle away to win this one. Now Donnelly on the right hand side makes himself a bit of room with his pace up against Nicholson. Comes inside to Kersons, back to Donnelly. Now a bow's coming field a little bit. This is lovely play from Boston. And they've got the ball out to the left hand side, and Carsons, who just checks on himself there, I think, because there's no real option down the line.
That's absolutely fine, Dale. That's absolutely fine.
They've kept the ball.
Absolutely.
And they've still got the ball now with Rooney out to the right hand side, and Teal. It's a good bit of possession this from Boston, and that's a good ball from Teal down the line to Maguire on the right hand side, battling away with the defender and winning a throw in.
You don't always have to go forward with your first pass. Take a few passes, keep possession, then you can go forward. I know the fans always want to, as soon as they get the ball, going to go forward, but it just doesn't work like that.
Boston take the throw in. Lincoln United have conceded an equaliser against Heaton Stannington. It's 1-1 in their match. Gainsborough Trinity drawing 1-1 at Bamber Bridge at the moment. Boston United leading this game by 0-0. Just the 3 games for our local sides tonight. Boston have got themselves a throw on the left hand side, but Gateshead have a player down. So I think we're going to see the 2 changes from them. No extra goals in the Premier League, but the 3 7:30 games nearing their conclusion at the moment. Still Chelsea 2, Leeds 2, Everton 1, Bournemouth 2, and Tottenham 1, Newcastle 2. And we've got a bit of a stoppage in play here. The goalkeeper Jameson has gone down, so both teams are coming over for a chat. Gateshead playing their subs, so we'll just quickly go through as West Ham have taken the lead against Manchester United. 1-0 to the Hammers there, as Michael Carrick be suffering his first defeat. Goalkeeper's actually getting a bit of treatment for cramp there. Latest scores, and in the Championship, Leicester 3, Southampton 1, Oxford 0, Norwich 3, and still 0-0 between Birmingham and West Brom. In League 1, it's Mansfield 0, Peterborough 2, Wigan 1, Reading 1, and in League 2, it's Crawley 0, Cambridge 2, Shrewsbury 2, Barrow 1. And the National League is still Altrincham 1, Wealdstone 0. Boston still leading this by a 0-0. Carlisle 2, Scunthorpe 1. Morecambe 2, Tamworth 1. Solihull 2, Eastleigh 3. Eastleigh were 2-0 down there at one point, and now leading 3-2. And Truro 0, Woking 0. We won't do the as it stands table just yet, but Boston are leading by a 0-0. And here come the changes for the visitors then. So Aidan Elliott Wheeler is replaced by Ethan Moore, and the second change will be, just waiting to see the board, it will be Sam Bowen, the number 8, coming on for the number 15 Levi Amanchi, who Gates are going to leave up for corners now.
To be honest, he's not done a lot in the game, has he, to be honest with you?
No, the headers that have been won has been Beck, hasn't it?
Maybe that's why he hasn't come back through. They've obviously seen him in training and thought, you know what,
stay out of the way.
You just stay up there.
Anyway, goalkeeper's okay. Boston United have a throw in on the left-hand side to be taken by Matty Carson, leading by a 0-0. His throw down the line towards Kersons is headed away. Carson has it again to find a bow now. Driving towards the penalty area before playing it back to Gallagher, who just has to check under a bit of pressure from the substitute Moore. And Boston United, who have defended well again tonight. That's a ball down the line towards a bow, but it goes out for a throw-in to Gateshead. We've got 12 minutes plus stoppage time still to go here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. 1-0 to the Pilgrims. Gateshead, it looks like Moore's gone up top with Beck, and Gateshead will feel they've got a chance in them as Newton plays the ball forward towards Moore, but that'll be gathered in well by Wogan, who again we talk about starting positions. That's exactly another instance of that. And the Pilgrims, how they'd love a second just to maybe settle any nerves that may start to gather as Gallagher plays the ball out to Donnelly. He'd come inside, the ball went outside.
That's where Donnelly's just trying to get to goal. Actually, he's always got that in the game. He's very positive, but he just wasn't on there. He just got to keep his shape, show. There's no need for him to run inside there.
Gateshead have got the ball again, and it's a ball down the line towards Moore, who certainly looks more lively. He's going to be a different kind of handful for the defence, isn't he?
Very similar, wasn't they? They didn't have much pace up there, did they, at all? So
no. Whereas now they have, and with Newton and Chadwick also very fast players, but they've won a throw-in. They've got to keep the height up there because they've got this threat from Brad Nicholson, and he's gone across to the right now to take this throw as Keaton Ward drives the ball for his teammate. Nicholson in front of the Boston United fans. Take the throw, and the last couple have looked a real threat from the Gateshead number 6. Here goes Nicholson with that throw. It's a deep one, and it's a commanding header from Grimes. He even went into the back of Rooney.
I don't know if that's a head collision. And Grimes has really gone through Rooney there.
It was certainly a committed header from Grimes. Referees stopped the game, and Rooney will receive some treatment. We hope he's okay. It was Grimes. It was one of them. I'm having the ball. Doesn't matter who's in the way. Yeah.
Doesn't matter who's in the way. I'm heading it. I'm not sure whether he headed Rooney or the ball.
Well, Grimes is okay, which to me maybe he's headed the ball. He's obviously caught Grimes.
Yeah.
So 10 minutes to go here at Boston United. And we've had a couple of goals locally. Lincoln United back in front. Connor Brown with his second of the game against Heaton Sanderson. And Gainsborough Trinity have taken the lead away at Bamber Bridge. Cesar Tuntuana with the goal. Bamber 1, Gainsborough 2. What a huge results they could be for those two teams, leading 2-1. And we think Rooney's going to be okay. He's quite kind of lost where he's gone. He's going to have to go off the pitch, isn't he? Referee stop the play. It'll be a drop ball, but Gateshead had the ball when the referee stopped play. Rooney, he looks okay. And it's a lot of his precautionary, and rightfully so, with head injuries.
So this is the rule which I don't like now. Does you have to stay for 30 seconds now? Yeah, which he was actually injured. I know they brought it in for
actually injured, and it was accidental. It was all, there's a lot of.
But now Boston are down to 10 men.
And they've got some defending to do because the referee will drop the ball to Butterfield for Gateshead. He plays the ball out to the dangerous Newton. Comes inside. Boston still leading by that goal to 0. We're into the final 10 minutes here on Hope and Glory. There's a ball into the penalty area that's headed away by Teal. Still in play though, and another cross which is blocked, and that's going to go out for a corner to Gateshead. Rooney's still not back on the pitch.
Gateshead are giving it a right go, aren't they? You've got to give them enormous credit.
They are.
They're not feeling sorry for themselves at all, are they? They want to get back in this game.
Marcel Lavenir is ready to come on for Boston United as Rooney's allowed to come back on for this corner. As he just runs into that 6-yard box as Ward takes it, headed away by Donnelly this time. And Boston are going to try and counter-attack now with a bow. Just about dealt with by the defender and come across to this left-hand side where Gateshead have seen a lot of the ball in this second half. Boston leading 1-0. Marcel Lavenir ready to come on for the Pilgrims here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire, and we love a stat here on Hope and Glory. So Christian has just messaged saying the last programme to score in back-to-back 1-0 wins was Sean Pearson back in 2011 against Worcester and at Telford. So that's what Kerson's is on the verge of breaking one of those stats that we love Christian for here at BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Richards bringing the ball forward now for the Pilgrims inside the opposition half. Kerson's lays it off to Maguire on the right, running down towards the byline and winning Boston a corner.
Yeah, good from Boston. 3 or 4 passes, get a corner. Need to remain calm when we've got the ball. The last 5 or 10 minutes looked up again. That word nervy, a bit edgy. Keep trying to get rid of the ball. You're 1-0 up. You're at home. Get hold of it. Pass it.
And it'll be a corner for Matty Carson. Boston had quite a few corners in the first half. It's only the second of this second half, I think. Lavernier not coming on for the corner. So here he goes, and it's punched away by the goalkeeper, headed back towards the 6-yard box from Maguire. Gateshead do clear, and a boat battling away and wins the ball back for Boston United. He's the one that's going to be coming off for Lavernier when the Pilgrims choose to make the substitution. They've given the ball away, 7 minutes to go, and Gateshead are coming forward. It's well won back by Maguire on the left-hand side, twisting and turning. Coming forward now, Donnelly plays the ball forward towards Kerson's left-hand side of the area. There's no one really with him, Kerson's, as he tries to put it back to Maguire. Comes to a Bow on the edge of the area. It's a heavy touch. Looked like a foul, actually, by a Bow. Comes back to Rooney. Goes past Beck, like he wasn't there. Rooney with the cross towards the back post, but Kerson's had gone to the near post. It's gathered in by the goalkeeper.
Did well initially. I think that Boston's first touch this half is just not there, is it? We've got a chance to create something. The first touch is just letting us down.
It's one of them where I think it's just a case of get the game seen out now. Nicholson to Chadwick on the left hand side. Richards wins it again for Boston United, but he gives the ball away to Nicholson, Butterfield, and now Ferguson for Gateshead, who, as Peter Costello has said, had a real go at Boston United in this second half. And there's a cross into the area that's gathered in by Wogan.
He looks full of confidence at the moment, doesn't he? He's had a really good game.
Certainly has.
Probably say he's Boston's best player tonight, along with Kerson's.
And it's cleared away. It's intercepted by Nicholson, but it's a little bit scrappy, and as Rooney gives the ball away, Nicholson picks it up now with Beck. Nicholson switches it across to Radcliffe now, coming forward for Gateshead. Boston leading by 1-0. But Gateshead are having a go here. It's Brad Nicholson now for the Heed, and they're getting prepared to bring on 2 more subs. Gateshead. It's another ball to the edge of the penalty now. Newton finds the ball out to the right hand side. Ward with the cross towards the back post, and there was an attempted bicycle kick there by Ethan Moore, and he was nowhere near it. It's cleared away by Boston, but Kersons, who wanted the foul on halfway, didn't get it, and Gateshead will start again. And can they come forward? Yes, they can, and Boston have got some defending to do again. Radcliffe, now all by the goalkeeper of players, all by Gateshead's keeper, are in the Boston United half as they look to try and find an equaliser. Newton plays it to Chadwick on the edge of the penalty area. Both teams waiting to make substitutions. It's Gateshead that are coming forward down the Boston United right. Butterfield pulls it back to Nicholson, who will be able to deliver the cross, and Moore gets his head to it and heads it over the stand.
Got a bit deep in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Incredibly.
I think as soon as you said let's just hold on to it, I think they must have heard you. They've all just gone back and sat at the edge of the box.
I'm the one they listen to.
Substitution for the Pilgrims. In the field, it's number 24, Ken Abo.
As you can hear, Ken Abo going off, and your thoughts on that one? Is it's Leicester City, by the way, scored for the Championship. They were 3-0 up against Southampton. It's now 3-3. Incredible turnaround there.
Yeah,
so
I can see why he's bringing over. We've basically got 4 forward-thinking players on the pitch, haven't we? Which probably don't need at this stage.
And Jacob Butterfield has been replaced by Dom Telford for the visitors. And, Telford, who had a couple of goals to his name this season. Tell you what has disappointed me this evening, by the way, I meant to discuss this earlier, is the brilliantly named player for Gateshead is suspended, Louis Story.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah,
no relation,
absolutely.
But I was gutted when I saw he was suspended. He got sent off in their last match against Hartlepool 3 weeks ago.
Looks like Donnelly's gone to the left.
Yes, Lavernier will play on the right.
Yep.
Like for like, but we know Lavernier will cover better.
He should be covering Teal, yeah, absolutely.
So, as Teal lets that one go out for a throw-in. And so, it is still 1-0 to Boston United. And we're into that stage now where you just want to see that game out. We've got 2.5 minutes plus whatever stoppage time the referee adds on as Ferguson for Gateshead goes long, and it was won in the air there originally by the number 32 Harry Chapman, who's come up.
Don't foul.
And then there's a foul by Donnelly as Peter Costello says don't foul.
That's another bugbear of mine.
How many have you got?
He's got a few. There's a few more, trust me. I'll save them for Saturday. But he's going nowhere. Just usher him back. As you said, there's 2 minutes left. What do they want? They want a set piece.
Boston United are making another change. Waldock's going to come on for the Pilgrims. But first of all, it's a change for the opposition first, as Kenton Richardson has come on for Ben Radcliffe, and I think that's mainly because he looks a bit taller, and you'd think it's just a height option from set pieces, you'd say, for Gateshead. Waldock is coming on for Boston United, and he will replace Tom Kersons, the centre forward. And thoughts on Kersons tonight? He's battled hard, took his goal well.
Yeah, he's done really well. I think sometimes you just need a little bit of support quicker, but he's held the ball up well. Tell you what I like about him, he looks comfortable when the ball's coming into him. You know, sometimes you can see a player's a little bit nervy coming in, but the ball's coming into him, he wants it. Been nice and strong, and it's I know we talked about the ball in, which is great, but it's still a good finish. He's run across, he's flicked it on, you know,
So the next board from the fourth official will be the one we're most interested in, because it'll be how much stoppage time will be added. I think we're going to hit a few minutes. We've had a lot of subs, we've had a couple of injuries, and here comes Gateshead coming forward now. Chadwick has it in the area. Telford, left hand side, plays that ball. It's a dangerous ball that Boston United clear, but Gateshead have it back again now with Chadwick. That's a clever ball into Telford. Drills it across, wins a corner.
Chadwick's done really well this second half, hasn't he? And I, obviously we haven't spoken about it for a while, but I think it was a definite penalty.
Well, they've taken the corner quickly here. Boston were a little bit asleep. Chadwick now pulls it back. Gateshead looking to make space for the shot. Chadwick goes for the dipping effort, and it was tipped over brilliantly by Wogan. That was going in. We've seen Billy Chadwick score goals like that before in his time here at Boston. That was dipping in. That's a fantastic save.
You could see what he was going to do, but you know what? I think Wogan's read it a little bit. As he's gone for the chip, he's always on his way. He's already on his way back.
We've
really well.
Talked about his reading of the game, and there's another example as Gateshead have their fifth corner of this match. It's a dangerous one, headed away. We've got 7 minutes to be added on. Another ball hooked into the penalty area by the Heed as they look to try and get themselves level. One brilliant save from Andrew Wogan has kept Boston United in front. Crossed into the area again, headed away by Maguire. Donnelly's going to try and get on the end of this one, but they'll have start again. Gateshead. Boston have got everybody behind the ball at the moment as Lavernier and Donnelly look to try and press, but it's with Keaton Ward for Gateshead. It's a high cross in there. Nicholson then heads that one in. The goalkeeper has called for that and gathered it well, and that's brilliant goalkeeping. And Wogan, you know, we've talked about him a lot.
Well, we were saying about 5 or 10 minutes ago about man of the match. I think he's just taken that for me. And again, we're talking about Gateshead not having a game for 3 weeks. We're having a laugh and a joke, but you can tell their fitness is good, isn't it? They're fresh.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean? So I was wondering how it would affect them. Obviously, you can get a lot of conditioning work in. They're finishing really strong. They look fit.
Let's see if well, it's a throw in for Gateshead of Boston United's fitness is really going to need to tell in these final minutes as Donnelly now picks the ball up. He's running at the defender, Kieran Donnelly. He's into the area. Donnelly shoots, saved by Jameson. Great play from Donnelly. There were 4 up there for Boston United. Corner.
It's one of those, Donnelly. He's always direct. He never lifts his head up, does he?
No.
He literally never lifts his head up. So if there was something in the middle, which they were, he wouldn't see them. You know, it's
8 goals to his name.
Yeah, it's just got to add that to his game, though. Just one look up, just have one little look up, be aware who's around you. But he's done well, you know, don't get me wrong.
He has done well there.
He's done well, keeps really good save.
Gateshead are losing 3 up, so Boston have got to leave 4, possibly 5 in defensive positions here, as Carson and Lavernier, we wonder if they're going to try and see this out. 6 minutes still to go, and it will be, no, Maguire's, Carson's now going back, because Gateshead are leaving 4 up. Maybe even 5 if you include.
They've basically done this the whole game.
Well, yeah.
Apart from corners.
Lavernier trying to keep it in the corner. He's actually gone past both players there. He's into the area. Marcel Lavernier goes down. Well, he feels he was fouled. He's ended up in the side of the net. Referee not interested. And Gateshead will come away, but Maguire wins the ball back high up the pitch, and
that's just
Chadwick wins it.
It looked like he was in, and then I don't know if he got clipped or not, but there's actually no need to go down, isn't there?
There wasn't a lot of complaints from Boston United.
No, there wasn't, was there?
Whereas the Gateshead one, there was a lot of complaints from Gateshead as they go forward towards Beck. Carson tries to hook that clear, and it ends up hitting the Gateshead man in the face and goes out for a Boston United goal kick. As the match sponsors, player of the match is mentioned.
It's number 18, Tom Kersons.
Tom Kersons with the player of the match. Peter Costello, do you agree with that?
I said one or the other. I'd have given the goalkeeper. I think I'd have given it the goalkeeper.
Carson was in with a shout as well.
On his first half performance, definitely. Faded a little bit, yeah. Carson, but those three definitely stood out for Boston this evening.
You think the keeper shades? I mean, if they win this game, that's a match-winning save.
He just looked calm as well, isn't he? He's just looked, he's had 2 half saves. That was a decent save. He hasn't put a foot wrong.
No. And here he goes with his kick, and Richards heads it on. As does Lavernier. Maguire now for Boston United tries to bring this ball down. Lavernier plays the ball down the line, and Donnelly will look to try and press the defender. And it's now gone. Gateshead that are coming forward with plenty of time to go here for them. They've got 3 minutes to try the Boston fans behind the goal in particular. The atmosphere's certainly been a lot more than it was Saturday, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's great, isn't it? They can see a third one on the bounce, can't they? Which is, I don't know how long's that been?
It would have been part of the Great Escape. Season before last. In fact, I got Christian to message me this earlier, actually, because I was thinking exactly the same. So it would have been Aldershot, Altrincham and Wealdstone at the end of last season. It would definitely be the first this season, but it's Gateshead coming forward. We're not there yet for Boston United. Leading by a 1-0 by Kersons, crossed in the box by Gateshead, hits one of the Boston players in the back, and now they're going to just bring this away with Maguire, and he's dispossessed. But Boston should deal with this through Grimes, who goes across and does really well.
Grimes just done well as well, back there.
He's been excellent. But it's Boston that picked this up now with Maguire on the halfway line. He draws the foul, wins the free kick, and Boston can run the clock down a little bit more. Something you want to happen, don't you, when you're hanging on for a one, and they are hanging on, would you say?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Gateshead from first whistle, really, especially when 1-0 down, they've had a right go. They're battling for their lives down there, and they haven't felt sorry for themselves. Their heads haven't dropped.
As the Boston fans make lots of noise to get Boston over this last 90 seconds. Carson with the kick, looking for Donnelly, goes out for a goal kick. And Boston United trying to keep the shape, but Gateshead, as Peter says, are having a real go. Following this game, we'll hear from Paul Hurst. If you haven't got time to stay, the Boston United podcast will be going up later tonight. It's Gateshead that are coming forward. They won 3 headers in a row there before Carson cleared, and Waldock won the ball, fell over, then got up, but the ball ends up with Chadwick now on the left-hand side. He's been quiet for the last 10 minutes or so, Billy Chadwick. Boston are doubling up on him with Till and Lavernier, and it's Connor Till that wins the ball and clears it. He can't just boot that out for a throw-in because of the threat from Nicholson. We're into the final minute here on BBC Radio Lincolnshire. Boston leading Gateshead by a 0-0. Can they see this match out? Gateshead are throwing everything at the Pilgrims at the moment. It's another long ball forward towards Beck. Nicholson does win the header now. Boston needs to try and clear this one. Gateshead still have it now. It's with Keaton Ward on the edge of the area. Plays it to the right-hand side. Boston have got everybody back. Ward crosses it towards the back post, back towards Chadwick. The ball is gone out for a corner right at the end here. The goalkeeper Jameson is going up with 20 seconds still to play at the Jatemans. Gateshead going to get themselves a point they feel they deserve. Can Boston see out a third consecutive win? Corner to Gateshead. The game is here. And it comes towards 6-yard box. Goalkeeper comes out and punches as Boston struggling to clear, and then Lavernier is fouled on the edge of the Boston United penalty area, and that will surely be that. Gateshead felt there was a foul on the goalkeeper there. He was on the floor.
Logan, take a bow. What a brilliant Great ball in, he's come through and he's punching that.
There goes the whistle. There goes the whistle. Boston United have won for the third game in a row. Kerson's goal in the 5th minute sees the Pilgrims win, and my goodness, they had to work hard for this victory. The goalkeeper, Wogan, was outstanding. Peter Costello, breathe.
That's brilliant. Three wins on the bounce. We said at the start of the game, can they get another win? Gateshead, fair play to them. They've come out a right go, end to end in the first half. Not quite as good in the second half, but drama all the way through. Gateshead will feel hard done by. I do feel they had a penalty. It's turned down. I don't know why. It looked stonewall penalty. Boston lost their way a little bit in that second half. Few tired legs maybe. It looked a little bit, they've had 2 wins and they've put a big shift in. There was a little sharpness went a little bit, didn't it, in the second half, but let's roll on to Saturday.
Well, Saturday at Scunthorpe should be an absolute cracker. Just a couple of things I'd say. Boston United do go 8 points clear of the bottom 4. They've got up to 14th as things stand. There are 5 games in the league tomorrow night, but is to get that gap bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And like you said, they're getting more and more teams below them now, aren't they? It's
absolutely
brilliant.
Start looking upwards. Start being more adventurous. Get players on the ball. Get Frank and Vio back fit. Let's get more shots on target. Let's get more. It's more positive. Let's be positive. There's not been a lot of positivity at this football club this season. I've been here a lot this season, and the fans are up for it now. Let's take this on to Scunthorpe. Let's have a right go at them. Let's have a right go at Scunthorpe. I remember we did the game here earlier in the season against Scunthorpe. I think it was 1-1. There weren't nothing between the teams, so we've got it in our locker to do it. Maybe it might be the legs. It might change the team a little bit. Frankie Graham might come back into the team, but keeper's there just now. He's giving high five to the crowd. He was outstanding this evening.
You mentioned pre-match about having a settled team. And apart from potentially Maguire for Hurula, this is probably at the moment Boston's strongest team, and adding that little bit of consistency.
Yeah, which is very important, because you want to get those connections, don't you? You want to know, as a midfielder, you open your body, you want to know who's showing for the ball, where you're going to pass it next. So I'm sure the manager will be absolutely delighted.
Well, as the Boston United players are enjoying it, and it's important, isn't it, Peter, as well, to enjoy moments like this, because they've worked really hard tonight.
Well, we said this last season and this season, it was, how many years was it? 13 years without this football? Was it 13, 14 years without this? I think it is around that.
I'll just nod.
Just nod. So it's been a long time. I think it was about 30 years without this football, and I don't feel we had the feel-good factor from it last season, because obviously it got off to a bad start. And this season, obviously, previous manager had a few issues with the owner. We all know what was going on there, and it just feels like it's a feel-good factor coming back. I mean, we're here to come and support the team, but you want to see decent football. You want to see players getting the ball. You want to see enthusiasm, and that's been lacking a little bit. Yes, you can see players trying and hard work. But as a football fan, when you come in and you're paying your money and you're following your team around the country, you do want more than hard work. You want to see enthusiasm. You want to see patterns of play. You want to see shots on target, because that's what gets the fans on side.
Well, we've lots more to come from Peter Costello between now and the end of Hope and Glory. The local scores also. It's been a great night for Lincolnshire football. Banbury 1, Gainsborough Trinity 3, and Lincoln United 2, Heaton Stannington 1. It's been a great night for Boston United, as I say, and just quickly go through the results of the National League. But Boston United have moved up to 14th position. It's been a really great night for the Pilgrims, and it's back-to-back clean sheets as well for the Pilgrims. So other results: Altrincham 1, Wilson 0, Carlisle 3, Scunthorpe 2, Morecambe 2, Tamworth 2, Solihull 2, Eastleigh 3, Truro 0.